That one button you
I
gotta
hate
click.
computers.
Well, let's start it again. Welcome back. This is another episode of Here on the Waste where we play Horizons Unknown After Earth RPG here, a game that has been written and created by myself. My name is Scott, aka Mr. Shogi 3000. This is a scientific fantasy futuristic game that is set in the distant year of 2422 on an alien planet known as Saldaria, where the last remnants of humanity reside after the fall and death of Earth. This is a game that has been written and created by myself, and a game that's been in the work for about 4.5 years here. So we want to thank everybody who hangs out with us this evening to check out the adventures of Rand and his group here. This is a game we do play every Friday night here at 7:30 p.m. So I want to thank everyone who turns in. And if you want to get caught up on any of the episodes and the adventures and shenanigans, you can always check the YouTube down below and get caught up. Episode 36 has been posted. Today is episode 37, and we want to again thank everyone for hanging out. We have a wonderful cast here, starting out with, of course, Mr. OG, Ryan, Ran118. How are you doing this evening, good sir?
I'm doing great. I'm trying to prepare myself for death, like you told me to prepare.
Excellent. Prepare your soul, good sir.
Prepare my soul.
Of course, my very good friend, Mr. Mike, aka playing Voldo the Recluse. How are you, good sir?
I'm ready to die, just like you told us. And man, when the DM sends out a warning that you're gonna die, it's
a good sign. It's a good sign.
Yeah, it's a pretty good sign you're gonna die.
Yeah, excellent. And of course, we have another very good friend of mine and editor here, Richard, aka Gideon Goldenhammer, our newest character. How are you this evening, good sir?
I'm doing good, staying safe.
That's all we can.
Ready to fight scary monsters.
Oh, they're scary. Don't you worry. And of course, as you guys know, always my brother from another mother, aka Shane, playing Dr. Ace Mars. How are you this evening, good sir?
Well, for a dead man, I'm doing all right.
There you go.
So far.
Dead man walking.
So far.
Dead man walking. There you go. And of course, as I said, my name is Scott, aka Shogi, Mr. Shogi 3000. I am your chief architect this evening and your GM. This episode, number 37, is called... Drum roll, Ryan, please. That was the worst drum roll of all time. Number one, there's like too many drummers. Number 37
well,
is called The Darkness Reveals Her Secrets.
Ooh, that sounds menacing.
As we did leave our group last adventure, you were in a underground tunnel on your way to find a transport, aka known as the Shuttle Moth. You went below, found an empty platform, but the GPS coordinates told you that the Shuttle Moth has stopped about 4 miles down the dark, relatively dimly lit tunnels. You had probably been walking almost a mile in. Rev had been checking ahead, scouting about, I do believe, is about 100 feet or so ahead.
100 yards, something like that, yeah.
In order just to make sure. He was always completely in mirage, and he was hearing the sounds of just normal stuff, earth moving, the sounds of dripping water, but he was also starting to hear skittering from above, from on the sides, kind of all around. The group stops. The good doctor cloaks and shields up Jaina in her nice little protective capsule, hovers her about 10 feet up, just above her, just above the group themselves, where Sinjin, as well as the good Sarge, shone their lights and found some albino-looking humanoid creatures staring back at them from above. Unfortunately, the good Voldo had one jump and pounce on his back, driving him to the ground. The good Sarge's reflex is just a little too slow. Unfortunately, had another one jump directly into his face and drive him to the ground. The good doctor gave a warning to St. John, who was bringing up the rear, to turn around as he saw something in the shadows, where St. John shone his light and saw an approaching humanoid albino creature with these lifeless yellowed eyes and these almost like riddled teeth, just drooling and viscous coming out of his mouth. This cannibalistic creature that's walking on all fours begins to rise up to all twos. Rev was checking heat signatures and noticed that there was a group that was going back towards his own group as he ran back to try to intercept, when he saw 5 in total emerge from the darkness into the shadows. And with that, gentlemen, let's go ahead and rock. Everybody roll reaction times, please.
Oh, you know what? I gotta grab my my electronic ones because I can't find my regular ones.
Go ahead, hurry.
20. Yeah.
Oh, that's really bad.
That's really bad.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, I roll. Okay.
I'm still glad. It's the only 20 I'm going to see tonight.
18 minus 7. So my reaction's 11.
Okay, 11. Go ahead, Gideon.
I got a 2.
Nice.
Oh,
That's good.
nice. That's actually really good.
Okay, what am I rolling again?
Roll a d20 and then minus your reaction modifier.
Gotcha. Okay, so
St. John rolls a 15.
13 total.
13
I guess
total.
it's 19 then.
Okay, 19 is
I
fine.
don't know why my reaction modifier is only 1. That's pretty
Because you're garbage.
Engineers are slow, I guess.
I'm so sorry, Voldo. What was yours again?
13.
13. Okay, and then 4. Our guys here. Oh well, so it's not going to take much.
Yeah, you're not going to take much to go first.
And they roll 11. So, with that, I'm going to go ahead. Rev, roll a d20 against me.
Sure. Rolled a 6.
You will go first.
Really? Didn't the Sarge get a 2? Isn't the Sarge before?
Oh, that's right. Good Sarge. That is, I do apologize. Okay, so then after him, it will be.
Then it'll be me. Okay, gotcha.
And then the hollowed ones.
Gotcha.
Okay, you have a hollowed one now driving you down face first into the ground. You immediately notice that he's a lot heavier than you probably would have expected. You're not actually able to kind of get a visual on him as he's kind of like on top of you, now beginning to claw. What would you like to do?
I think I'm gonna take out my my wrist blade, or my exo wrist weapon,
Okay.
and I'm gonna try to just attack him.
How are you going to do that? He's on your back and you're face down.
Oh, on my back. Okay. I'm gonna try to flip him over.
Okay. Are you just kind of
And,
just gonna
position with my
shimmy your
claw.
whole body to kind of like roll over?
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and roll an athletics check against me.
Okay. 15.
Okay, you're successfully able to maneuver and start to slide him off. You do get the sense, though, that he's holding on pretty tight, and you're probably going to have to do something physically in order to completely shake him off, to put him in a position where you're actually on top of him. Would you like to try to, make some kind of move on a power?
Oh, okay.
Okay, go ahead and just roll power against me.
Okay. Okay, I'm 11.
Okay. You roll and then roll again. And as he does, you kind of like snap your shoulders. He immediately gives up his grip. And you're able to mount on top of him with your exo wrist retracted. What would you like to do? Are you going to attack?
Yes, I'm gonna go full predator with the wrist split.
Full predator. Go for it.
Yeah.
I am going to give you advanced accuracy, so 4, 5, 6, in order to attack him since you are on top of him.
Okay. So I believe that is 3d4 times. Oh, that's
no,
for damage.
you gotta roll a d6.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Is your exo wrist weapon upgraded? Is it stage 1 or stage 2?
It's stage 2.
Okay, so roll 2 d6s.
Oh, okay.
You just need a 4, 5, and 6 on either one of those dice in order to hit.
This one didn't go. Oh, I got a 3 and a 1.
Oh,
God.
successfully.
Oh.
For some reason or another, you go down to make your first strike, and with almost like lightning cat-like reflexes, it snaps his head away.
Oh.
But it's not like a normal head. It almost goes all the way 90 degrees to really
Ooh.
just fully get out of the way of your claw. You go to strike again, but this time he slaps and claws directly at you, kind of obscuring your vision for a quick second and causing you to miss again just over his head. You do have is that a bonus or a main that you just did?
Oh, that was a main one.
Okay, you do have the ability to do something else.
Oh, okay. I think, let's see. I think I'm going to. Can I arm my helicon cannon?
I mean, you can attempt to. You're
Yeah, I
trying
think
to
I might
pin
attempt-
something down and do something. It's going to be very difficult.
Oh, okay.
Your exoclaw weapon, what is it? Is it a?
It is.
Is it main and?
Oh yeah, it's M or B.
So you can do it again if you like to. You're spending just a main.
Oh,
I'm sorry,
okay.
you're
Yeah,
spending
I
your
guess I'll
bonus
try
to
and
do it.
attack. Oh yeah, I'll try to attack again with that then, I guess.
Sure, go right ahead.
Okay. I got a 5 and a 2.
Okay, this time you do hit. So go ahead and do damage.
Oh. Okay, now with that's D6s, right?
It's whatever your damage is. Whatever you
Oh,
roll
okay,
down
it's
for.
3d4 times 3.
3d4 times 3. Nice. Okay.
Okay.
So hope for the best.
Yeah.
I'm hoping for
Get
ones.
some fours. Get some fours. Get those fours.
Whoops. So here. I got 4, 2, and 3.
4, 2,
Oh, come on, Richard. You got to make. You're making me
7,
do math. 4, 2, and
9
3.
times-
Oh, I
9
see.
times.
Oh,
9
it's
times.
10,
6, 9, and
30, 30.
30.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Oh.
Note to self: Sarge can't do basic math. Nice. So with this one, you actually take your other arm and you pin him down and you drive it directly into his chest. Full blades directly in, and it doesn't exactly, like when you go through him, you notice that his skin is a bit tough. You don't know if it's just tons of muscle or if it's just years and years of just the harsh environments or anything like that. But even as strong as you are with your exosuit, it gives a little bit of resistance before you slide it completely into him. It gives a curdling shout of pain. Blood starts to gurgle from outside its mouth as it starts to snap at you just angrily. Is there anything else you can do, good sir?
I believe that is it.
You do have the ability to move if you wanted to.
Okay,
Are
actually,
you just
I will
gonna
try to.
continue to hold him down? It's up to you.
I Actually, I think I'm gonna try to keep him down. I think.
Okay, perfect.
Oh.
Well done, Gideon. Rev,
Yes.
you see this as Gideon and obviously his enemy are the closest to you, as he was next in line, in standing order. So you actually just see that that
he's got one pinned
that
down.
He's got
there.
one pinned down, but something that you notice a bit more is these seem to be more hyper aggressive than the ones that you noticed before.
Okay.
These, you don't know if they're a bit more evolved than the other ones, just on small things that you're noticing. Just in regards to like fight tactics, that they're attacking directly, not necessarily in packs like they did before when you first saw them. That
Almost
they're
like they
willing
can
to go
work-
one-on-one.
Yeah, they're more individually confident
Exactly.
kind of thing. Okay. So I was in front of them and I had run back. How far away am I from like the closest one, which I guess would be the Sarge?
With the Sarge, I'd probably say you're right around 40 to 50 feet.
Okay. All right. So kind of my max move distance. I see the one that he's got pinned down, and I believe you said there's one on top of Voldo, and I see two kind of floating up in the air on
Correct.
the thing.
Magically floating, and you have no idea why.
Yeah. So that's 4. Didn't you say there's 5? Where's the 5th
And then
one?
one is all the way in the back with Sinjin and the Doctor.
Okay. So he's pretty far away. I can't do anything with that.
Yeah,
Okay.
just too far.
Well, the first thing I think I need to do then is I believe I need to use my full movement just to get kind of in range of these things.
Okay.
So I'm going to move my 40 to get as close as I can to this, which is probably like about 10 feet away from the one that's on.
I would say approximately about 10 feet away from where Gideon has one pinned down.
Okay. So the first thing I would like to do is I actually want to try to use my I want to try to use my splitting image to distract the two that are floating up. I don't know why they're floating in the air.
You have no idea.
But I'd like to kind of use my splitting image to be like a distraction to get their attention kind of right beneath them if I can.
Okay, we can definitely give it a shot. Go right ahead.
Okay, let's see. So I create a holographic image and the target must make an awareness check. And if they fail their awareness check, then that is what their gaze will be fixed on my.
Excellent.
So do I need to roll for the awareness check or how do we do that?
Pi, are you in the chat?
He was there a bit ago.
Quickly, yes or no? Okay. Roll a d20 Pi.
Please be easily distracted, Pie Boy. I'm sure you are. You're on my stream all the time.
Nat 1.
A nat 1. Yes.
They are.
Bye, boy. Bye, boy.
Explain to me how you unveil your images. What are they doing?
Okay. So I see them kind of
obviously to get their gaze.
So I kind of project this image of me that is I have my image has out my Naginata, and he's like pointing at them and like making all these threatening gestures at them just to show that he's the dominant one that they need to challenge.
He's teabagging the one who's tackled.
He's not even helping Gideon at all. He's just kind of like,
just hold him there, bro. Just hold him there.
With that, for some unknown strange reason, number one, you emerge from Mirage.
Yes, that's right.
Your 2 start to do these threatening gestures towards it. There's no discernible sound coming from you, but they immediately snap to look at. Is it just 2 images or is it just one?
It's only one image.
Okay, so sees this one image of this guy just doing all these like weird things, and it captures both their attentions.
Nice. Okay. I'm going to play the CC bot for this fight. And the second thing I would like to do, that was my main. which takes 3.
For all these people in our group here who don't know what CC bot is, raise your hand.
I don't remember. I don't remember.
I don't think I was around for the CC bot.
Rev is doing crowd control. Is what he's doing. He's gonna try to control the mass and the crowd as best he can, so it's not a just onslaught of a mob and pack on pack.
I'm pulling out my bard pants here. I'm trying to play my bard
pants
role here.
The
So the second thing for my bonus, this is a new ability. I don't see a range on it, but it's called soul chambering.
Go for it.
Would I be able to use this on the one that's on top of Voldo? Because the soul chamber is I extend my hand and commune with the spirit world.
Yep.
So I can?
I would say you'd be able to do that.
Cool. So this is, just since I've never done it before, I extend my hand, communing with the spirit world and my target spirit, so the hollowed one that's on top of Voldo, and I invade its spirit to bind and restrain it. And if I'm successful, it's unable to do anything.
Okay.
I don't know how to tell if it's successful. I don't see a roll or anything like that. Is it a 4, 5, 6 kind of thing?
With this one, it's just going to be a 5, 6 because in relatively sense, they're closest to being soulless, but there is still a human element in there. They are genetically mutated.
So it's hard
exactly. Pie Boy, if you could please, good sir, roll a d20.
No God.
Oh, I rolled a 1. This is a level 1 skill, so I don't get any bonuses or anything.
You know, I'm gonna pull one of my instant reactions, and I have convincing behavior.
Interesting.
Convince anyone to re-roll. It's one of the ones I switched out with the new stuff.
Pie only rolls a 4. Interesting. Everything comes down to Rev's roll.
Okay.
For some reason, Rev, you feel convinced to try again.
You got this. For some reason, something's telling you to just do it again.
I've never done it before.
The flattened face of Voldo's just like, try again, man. You can do it again.
Yeah, like I just managely walk by him and whisper in his ear.
There's no walking by. You're flat.
Ooh, 6. I got a 6.
Well done.
Jedi move.
Nice.
All right. That's what I like to see.
It's a Jedi.
Now you will roll again.
Voldo just pulls up a hand and he goes, "That's not the role you're looking for."
This is not the role I was looking for.
Well done. With that one, it holds. Pie only rolls a 4, so it is unable to restrain itself from the power of Rev's soul chambering.
And just since I've never used this before, it says I must maintain concentration and I cannot move or do anything else. But if I maintain the ability, I begin to tear its soul away. So it'll be plus 5 VP damage per turn until I either end it or the enemy, I guess, gets out of it.
Rolls out of it. Yep. Pie, when I tell you to roll again, you will roll again to see if they can break free. A saving grace roll, of course. Well done. Rev, you have maintained and now restrained the one that is on top of Voldo. Voldo, for some reason, you feel a great lift of pressure off of your back.
I know where it came from.
Yeah,
I'm thanking him profusely.
as this kind of beast or whatever it is that you didn't really get to see slides off and merely sits down next to you.
Cool. I'm liking this better.
Horse choke.
Yeah. Thank you, Rev. That helped a lot.
With that, it is the other. Well, number one, the one that Gideon is fighting is going to attack back at Gideon. He's not too happy with you at all. Like
you punched a hole in his side.
Yeah, he punched a hole right through his heart. He's heartbroken. With that, he is going to try to snap and bite you. You do have him relatively restrained. I want you to roll a power against me, if you could.
Okay. 17.
Damn it. Nice. So I'm going to roll Oh wow. Okay. Here it goes. He goes to snap and bite you.
10.
He goes to snap and bite you, and you merely just move your hand out of the way, grab his head, and just slam it back down.
Oh.
Just like holding it.
Nice.
Yeah.
With that one, he intends to attack again, and he grabs some dirt next to him, and he's going to try to throw it into your eyes with a blinding strike.
Classic.
Close your eyes.
Exactly,
Close your
Shane,
eyes.
right? The old classic
The
blinding
old
strike.
sand in the eyes.
And guess what?
Dirty trick.
The old blood sport move.
Yeah, I was thinking.
And with that, he actually takes some dirt and throws it directly in your eyes, immediately blinding you.
Oh.
With that,
It's nature's mace. Really.
take 6 points of vitality damage, and you are officially blind as of right now.
But he's still on top of the guy.
Yeah, but he's kind of like, oh, my eyes.
Yeah.
Okay, with that, the one that was in front of Sinjin is going to attack directly at him. So with that one, he's going to do Vicious Strike. So he's actually going to get to strike twice at Sinjin as he just leaps directly at him. And he hits Sinjin. Sinjin not able to get his weapon up quick enough. Doc, you see this. And with that, he's going to attack. Oh, wow. 2d6 and I rolled 2 1s.
Whew, nice.
Great.
Lucky Sinjin. Lucky Sinjin.
Yeah.
Sinjin's a loser. Okay. Sinjin takes 4 points of damage minus 3, so he takes 1.
Oh, does the Sarge have any armor for that dirt move to reduce that at all, or is that like a
his helmet?
armor?
His helmet. He didn't decide to put his helmet down this
Oh,
whole
yeah.
time. So
Damn.
it's right into the eyes.
My eyes.
Okay, and
I'm just gonna note
he's gonna
right
attack
ahead
again.
that my
Go ahead.
hood is always down.
Of course, but it still allows me to throw it in your eyes. He's going to try to attack again by jumping on him and biting. Another bite attack here. And he bites Sinjin. Sinjin screams out, Doctor. Immediately, you think to yourself, I need to get to this boy. I need to check his pulse. He's probably got corona.
Save him.
Can I attempt to shield him?
You cannot. It's not your turn.
Sorry,
Do you have? Is it instant? Does it
Huh?
say instant?
No.
Nope. Then no. You watch.
You just watch.
You just sit there and watch.
It's
Good sir.
devoured.
Tears rolling up in your eyes.
Actually, I'm eating popcorn.
Hey, you're enjoying the show then, all right.
No, just
Luckily, he only takes 2 more points of damage. It's pretty much like a flesh wound, but it's a nasty one, and you're not too happy about it. The other 2 are going to try to roll out of this amazing look, and unfortunately, they do not. Instead, they start to move closer to this guy who's just doing all these things, and they fall off that, slam to the ground. Okay. So like Rev just sees like these 2 like flop down.
It's raining, man.
And they take 9 points each of bludgeoning damage.
Wow, that's the best damage so far. Them falling from
Seriously. Nothing like that self damage.
Dumbass cave dwellers.
So mean.
Fucking can't even see.
The other one obviously can't do anything. It's completely held in check by Rev here. So with that,
choking.
That puts Voldo. You, good sir, are up next.
Right. Okay, so there's a zombie. Where is that zombie? Is he next to me now? Is he
Well, number one,
standing
he's
on
not a
top of
zombie,
me?
but yeah. I mean,
White Walker.
I mean, if you want to put it that way.
Underground species dwelling.
He likes to be referred to as Tom.
Tom. Oh, okay, gotcha. Okay. So at least he's got his pronouns straight.
Yes, exactly. He's just kind of like sitting there next to you, just kind of like he's starting to like scratch at himself.
Okay. In that case,
and just
I'm gonna
completely
go
drawing
for...
blood. Rev's
Nice.
in the back, just going,
yeah.
Maybe I can let him kill himself if he's doing that. Shit. But no, I'm gonna go ahead and throw out a matter of death.
Oh.
Okay, so 5, 6 automatic decapitation. 4 or 3. I got 2d10 times 3.
Oh, nice. Okay.
And then 1 to 2. Everybody gets sucked into a rift and has to roll out.
That's what I am hoping for.
Oh my god.
Sorry,
that's
guys,
what
but
I'm hoping for.
I just want to take care of this one bad guy.
Either way.
Go ahead and first.
Let's roll a 6.
Yep.
Come on, baby. Do I have advantage?
No.
Because he's just
sitting there.
Okay. 4. Hell yeah.
Yep.
Okay. So then I got 2d10 times 3.
Just make sure you get rid of your exhaust.
Thank God. So we don't get sucked out of rifts this time.
No,
right?
Not this time.
Okay, so that's 7 and 10. So 17 times 3. What is that? That's 30 minus 9. Wait, no.
That's 41.
Yeah. I'm going to trust you on that one.
Wait. 17 times 3?
Yeah.
51, I think.
That's 51.
Right.
30, 51. There we go.
Oh my gosh.
Messed that up. Okay, 51. Go.
Who needs to decapitate if you're doing freaking 51 damage?
Well done.
Right.
You just, you kind of like, you roll over, you turn, and you just see Tom sitting right next to you, and you just, are you just pulling out your scythe?
Yeah, I'm gonna pull out my scythe and then I'm gonna pat him on the back and say I'm sorry.
That's cold.
And then just cut his head off.
Well, you don't cut his head off, but
okay, then I'm gonna vivisect him.
You actually do like the worst part. You actually go to cut his head off and it just stops like 3/4 of the way in. You're like, come on.
So I just keep hacking away at it.
Now you're like trying to get it out. You're like, there's blood all over my side.
Somebody come hold this guy. I gotta get my sword out.
Well done. You do have the ability to do something else, correct?
Yes, I do. So that was a kill, right? Or
Pie
not
Boy.
yet?
Pie Boy says, well, Voldo did say sorry.
Thank you, Pie Boy. I was trying to be nice about
+1 manners. Excellent. There you go.
Okay, so but that was that. Does he have any damage points left, or is he dead?
I would have told you if he was dead.
Okay. So
I mean, let's just I'll be honest with you. He does not look good.
Yeah.
51 points of damage to a guy that you almost 3/4 weight went through his neck. I mean, he's barely hanging on.
Oof. Man, I don't really have that many attacking things. I just realized.
He's also still suppressed from me, so you could probably attack somebody at range now, right?
Yeah.
Because he's still...
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. So
I just had the visual of poor Tom just going, like his head's like things are great.
So there's that like extra grip of I think 3 people that aren't in the fight yet.
There's 2 guys that just fell down right next to you.
Yeah.
Like from you have no idea where they just came from the sky, just like poop.
Okay.
One
are those 2 within 30 feet of the third one?
Yeah, they're probably within like 5 or 6 feet of you.
Okay, so I could correctly aim this and avoid everybody and just hit them.
You could, absolutely.
Okay, I'm going to go for that.
Okay.
Let's rain some death on these motherfuckers. Okay.
Can you hit yourself? Do you need to like move out of your own AOE or?
I can aim it far enough and out to where it should.
Okay, you're doing red rain, right?
Yeah.
The ceiling is only about 15 feet, so you're not exactly getting like the greatest arc in the world.
Okay.
What is the radius range?
Shoot, where is it? 30 feet.
Oh,
radius.
I say go for it. I say, yeah, just go for it.
Are you saying that as in it's gonna hurt me and my friends?
Like he wants you to shoot yourself.
I say go for it. Sometimes you gotta go for it.
Just don't mess up.
Yeah, right.
Sometimes it's for the people.
Okay, well, you know what? I mean, I think as long as I like aim towards them instead of up in the air, this way I can just volley like.
I'd say go for it. I am all for it.
Gosh, you're making this sound so bad. Fucking hey. God, because you're saying that. You know what? You know what? Let's do a.
You were so far out of the shot, Mike. At this point, dude. Like I only see your shoulder. Yeah, there you go.
Sorry, it's the way this was set up. I got to get it fixed. You know, I think I'm just going to shove a jerry-rigged grenade in that dude's face.
Go for it, please.
Okay. And what's the distance? Who's the closest person to?
I say at this point, they are, even though they have fallen down to the ground and are dazed, they are just so captivated by this hologram guy just going, come on, that they don't even see you. So if you want, I would give you deadly accuracy, which is 3, 4, 5, and 6. To walk up to one of them.
There's a thing with my splitting image where any attacks, even allies, are in an upper hand state.
Yeah. So you're getting you're at the huge benefit here.
Okay. So yeah, I'm gonna drop one of those. Is it possible to shove it in the guy's mouth and then shove him into the middle of the group of people?
I say, why not? Go for it.
Yeah, that's what I like to hear. All right.
Oh, there's no possible way this could go wrong.
D6, that's a 6.
Okay.
And
well done.
And I think that's all I need to roll. Actually,
you just wanted to walk up, just like open his mouth and just slide it in.
I want to. What I want
is this one of the great grenades he made?
Yes.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is.
Made it out of the starfire crystals.
What I want to do is I want to like kind of slowly walk him up to the rest of the 3.
He's gonna F us all up.
As close as possible,
and
then at the last minute, just shove a grenade in his mouth. And just shove him towards them.
Okay, sure, go for it.
All right, let's do this then. So I rolled a 6.
All right, so you successfully do it. Now you have to roll for the timing.
Okay.
You also
what do I roll for
this thing, right? Because
it needs to like go off first.
It's 2d8 times 2 damage is what I see for that.
Yep. Roll the timing first.
What's the timing? Which one?
1d10. So 1 to 10 seconds before this goes off. Maybe
5
or maybe not.
5.
Okay, and so in 5 seconds, this is gonna go off. Okay.
It'll go off, and it should give me enough time to just book it in the other direction.
Okay, so you do that and then take your full speed and run?
Yes.
Excellent. Which way are you going?
You know what?
Towards Rev?
You know, I was going to say, do jerry-rigged grenades, are those a bonus or a main?
They're bonus.
They're bonus? Okay, and then I already used...
Matter of death.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, you can basically only move now.
You can only just book it.
I was hoping I had that 30-foot transport, but
no.
Yeah. So yeah, let me roll the damage on this.
Okay. Well, hold on.
Oh.
A lot can happen in 5 seconds.
Okay.
Okay. I just need to know which way you're running.
Oh. As far away from the bomb as possible.
Which way? Direction.
Because Rev is further down the tunnel, and
Rev is farther down the tunnel.
Yeah.
And the farthest back is Sinjin, who is bringing up the rear.
Okay. So where are the 3 that I'm shoving the bomb into located?
Essentially in the middle of the pack.
In the middle of the pack? Okay, in that case, then, yeah, just going to throw it to the middle of the pack, and then I'm going to run back to Singe and hopefully be able to help him out.
Yeah, okay, you're going all the way back. Perfect. Thank you so much. All right. With that one, I need the good doctor.
Am I watching this?
Yes. Gideon, Rev, Baldo. Nope. It's Sinjin's turn. Sinjin, you gave him a grenade, didn't you?
Wait, do I do damage for the...
Yes. Sinjin in 5 seconds can do something. You had a 13, Sinjin had a 14. So he's got 1 second. He has 4 seconds to live.
Gotcha.
Sinjin can do something in 4 seconds. And he has a grenade, right? You gave everyone a grenade?
Yeah. I gave everyone a grenade.
I think Sinjin's going to pull out that grenade.
Dude. Sinjin's
going to pull out that grenade.
Let's fucking blow up this whole fucking...
Can I run?
Not yet. You rolled
not yet.
19.
Not your turn.
You're like watching all this as everything's happening.
I recommend pulling a grenade out
move right here. This is an Otis blowing up the entire pack move.
Sinjin goes out to pull out the grenade, and he immediately goes to push the button, and unfortunately, it just goes. You gave him a dud.
Well,
at least that's what he thinks.
I am happy about this.
Nothing happens to him. So Sinjin is going to try to do something else now with that. Please roll your damage.
All right. Let's do this. Okay, so I got an 8. And I got a 6.
That's 14.
14 times what? Is it 2?
2. 28.
28
damage.
Okay. Tom immediately just becomes ash in the explosion. The concussive explosion blows Jaina slamming up against the wall up above. God. 24? 28. Rev.
Yes.
Do you have anything that you can do? Because you're taking damage.
That's a 20-foot radius. I was in within 20 feet of that grenade?
I thought he was further.
Yeah, me too. I'm sorry.
Roll a d20, Rev. Will it fate decide?
I think he was like 50 feet. I think you said.
Well, I'd run 40 feet, and then I had used my splitting image, but I didn't ever say the distance I was. So
maybe not. You might be fine.
Okay, I'm gonna roll fate. I rolled a 10.
Okay. You're just outside of it, but Gideon is not.
Okay, yeah.
Gideon,
sorry, man.
28 points of damage minus whatever your armor rating is. What is your armor rating, Gideon?
Oh, it is. It's a +3.
+3. You take 25 points of vitality damage.
Ooh.
As you get knocked off.
That's
20. The guy that you had pinned down slammed up against the wall as well, where you will take. You take another 5 points of vitality damage as well.
No.
Gideon?
Does the demon thing take any bludgeoning damage?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, everything
is taking that damage.
This is why I hated whenever Otis would pull out a grenade. It's like everybody died.
Hey, I thought everybody was far away. I'm sorry, man.
You're never far away from a grenade when Shogi's around.
Never.
Okay, and then he takes another one. Okay. And then the other guys. You said 28, right?
Yeah, 28.
Okay. So the one that was pinned down by Gideon immediately gets turned to ash as well. So Tom and that one are completely turned to ash.
So that's 2 down.
With the other guys, 28. Give me 1 second, gotta do math. Okay, and the other 2 guys also get blown and slammed up against the wall. It completely erases Rev's image. That's completely gone now.
Sure, yeah, just gets obliterated.
The other 2 guys are slammed and knocked, stunned, laying on top of Gideon. So Gideon is now buried by 2 guys that are stunned, and he's underneath it, face down. If you can, roll a d20 for me, Gideon, and we will see if you're going to be stunned as well.
I got a 8.
You are not stunned.
Oh.
You keep your wits about it, but you are now like weighed down by 2 unconscious idiots on top of you.
You said Jaina's capsule got rammed into the wall. Is she? Can we see her? As that pulled her out of stealth?
You guys have no idea what has happened to her.
Okay.
I'm just saying for you guys to know that she did get affected by concussive blast going up.
Gotcha. But we can't see her. Gotcha.
Doc, you get a nice stiff breeze of just pure nastiness smell. Roll a d20 to see if you puke. I'm just kidding. You just saw 2 guys get eviscerated and just turned to complete ash from this explosion. That essentially is like, it was like a huge ball of light with a delayed doom, almost like a sonic attack. But the moment that the explosion happened, and Rev, you see this as well.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like seeing a mini star explode for a brief second, where it almost kind of like
solid.
It kind of like
right
folds into itself for a second and then explodes out like it's stardust. And then everything it touches either is completely damaged or completely eviscerated. So it's not like body parts, strewn all over the place. It's completely turned to ash. And the 2 guys, as well as the good doctor, you could see that there's kind of like scarring all over their back as if they took heavy, like meteoric fire from something. It's a weird, interesting effect that kind of happens with these experimental grenades.
Yeah.
With that, good doctor, what would you like to do?
So 2 are dead, 2 are on top of him, and one's still
fighting St. John.
Yeah.
And St. John's probably somewhat close to me, right? Behind me.
Right. And St. John will have another turn after yours.
All right, I'm gonna attempt to stick my drone on the one that St. John is fighting.
Okay.
And since it's upgraded, I'm gonna roll 2d6.
Okay. Just need a 5 or 6 to hit.
4 and a 5.
That'll do it. Nice. Well done. Well done.
All right, so 2d8 times 3.
Oh, that's some good damage from that.
Mm-hmm. He upgraded this one.
Nice.
So just quick question. If you upgrade something, that means you roll 2d6s.
Right. So you can only upgrade to stage 4, right?
Uh-huh.
So because of that, you'll roll a d6 for each stage. And all you never need to do is get a 5 or a 6.
on one of them.
On
Okay.
any of those dice,
I
yeah.
have not been doing that, but I will do
Okay.
that now.
What happened, Doctor?
I rolled a flipping 0 the first one, and then a 5 the next, so a 15.
You can never roll a 0.
Oh.
If it's a
got
0,
the
that
wrong-
means it's a 10.
Yeah, my bad. My bad. Thank goodness. Oh, okay.
Oh, you rolled a 0, loser.
Okay, here we go.
That means
I
you
had the
die.
I had the wrong one out. All right, so 3 plus 7, so 10. 10 times 3, 30.
Oh, the
Okay,
one
not
that's on
bad.
St. John?
Right.
Yep.
Nice, well done. What were you using? You're using your Guardian?
Right. So
Okay.
that's -1 exhaust.
Okay. With perfect pinpoint accuracy, because this Guardian is just using all different kinds of tech in order to make sure that it doesn't hit anyone else other than its any hostile targets. It just fires 2 perfectly pinpoint shots directly into its shoulder, just driving it off of St. John and
Nice.
slamming him into the wall itself. With that, it takes another 3 points of damage,
That's awesome.
and it's just kind of like laying on the ground, and then it immediately snaps back up, and it just looking directly at you. It's looking past St. John directly at you. You can see that these yellowish, glossy eyes, like if you could, for something that is relatively featureless, you can see just pure rage directed your way. It's Tom's brother, Jeff.
All right. Well, that was my bonus.
Okay.
How far did he get
Probably another about like 10 feet. Not much farther.
away from St. John?
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm gonna try and toss a dynamo disc at him
Go for it.
to in order to I'm gonna attempt to blind him or cower.
Okay, go for
it. Prep trumps luck.
Ooh,
5.
that's a hit.
Nice.
Does it? Dynamo just does some damage though, right?
It just says a bit of damage. It doesn't say.
Well,
Oh wait,
a bit of damage means
wait.
a little bit of
Hold
damage.
on. It's okay. Within a 5-foot radius of the disc itself, so not from me. So
Yeah.
I threw it. Okay.
You threw
Yeah,
it
it just
at
says
him.
a bit of damage. I don't know what.
I see the numbers. What stage is it? Is it a level 1 skill?
Yeah.
So it's a 1d4 times 2 is what it is.
Thank you so much, Ryan.
Really?
Yeah, it's at the very bottom. Stage 1 is 1d4 times 2.
Oh, it's yeah. It can. Oh, duh. It continues on the other page. My
Yeah.
bad.
All right, go ahead and do the damage, please.
All right. A bit of damage indeed. Ooh, 6.
So 8 more.
3. Well, it's 3.
Yeah, 3 times 2, so it was a 6 damage.
6, yeah.
Oh, 6 damage. Perfect. Thank you so much.
Yeah. And now that's to make him cower.
And he's coward. Okay. So he is essentially fearful.
You wiped that rage right off his face.
Right off his face. He was just like,
Yeah, I didn't like the way he was dogging me, man. I didn't like. So now St. John can take care of him. I got.
There you go. Well done.
It's a very
St. John-
mood swingy.
St. John's going to take
enemy.
his last attempted shot here. And he's just going to unload his AP Buster directly at this guy.
Whoa.
It is level 2, so hey, well done. So he again, this very, very large pulse cannon that's sitting on his back, sitting on a track, kind of like just rotates around right next to him, and then just drops into place. And he just puts 2 hands on it, and he just goes to town on this thing. And he hits. So he does 2d8 times 2. Pie Boy, if you can hear me, go ahead and roll that for me if you could. 2d8 times 2, and I'm going to roll to see if I hit again because I get to do it twice.
Wow, nice.
And I hit both times.
Nice.
So that is 2 exhausts spent. Pie Boy's not here, so I'm going to hit and roll it.
There it is. Rolled a 9, so 18.
Nice. Thank you so much, Pie. So that is... What's 18 times 18? 18 plus 18? 36?
Well, he rolled a 9, so that was the 2. So the first one was a 9, the second one he rolled 11. So it's 18 and then 22.
22.
So 40 damage total.
40. Okay, well done, Pie, because Sinjin goes to town, and all Rev sees is just in this dimly lit, just a flash of just light and sparks, this blue spark, as he just unloads and just riddles this cowering body until it's completely still. Sinjin turns back and looks to the doc and just goes,
Rev's
appreciate
like,
it, Doc.
"Don't piss off Sinjin. Holy crap."
With that one, you can see that his plasma barrel has got a nice smoke to it as he kind of like snaps it back into place. With that, Gideon, you have 2 men passed out on your back. You've been eating dirt most of this.
On top of you.
Most of this encounter. What do you do?
I'm gonna try to like
pop quiz.
Like push myself. I'm trying to like lift these guys off of me.
Roll power.
Oh, okay.
They're essentially 100% dead weight. Well done, Pi. Thank you so much for those rolls. Those are awesome.
13.
13?
Uh-huh.
You, Rev, as you see this kind of like these 2 bodies that are on top of they laid out Gideon. You see them slowly kind of like move, and you hear this.
Are they giving birth? What's happening?
As he's like trying to do like push-ups, he's like trying to push it up. You were straining, but you're able to slowly. They just kind of like slide off his back. Okay, what would you like to do? You're able to free yourself away. Well done, Mike. Yeah, wow, you dropped something and killed your feed all in one. It's great. What would you like to do, Gideon?
Okay, I think I'm going to do my I'm gonna arm my Mars program.
Oh, nice. Okay, go ahead and tell everybody what Mars program is.
Okay, it basically does it adds a 2 +2 to my armor rating as long as the program is up.
Okay, tell me what exactly it is, though, if you could, please, for everyone who's never.
Oh, basically, it's a mode for my suit that it gives me certain abilities. That it also adds burn damage to my attacks.
Okay.
And yeah, but that's like one of the modes for the mode I chose for my suit.
Okay, and what are you doing?
Let's see, since I'm getting up, like I'm gonna arm that program.
Okay, so for everyone in the chat, if you're wondering what Activate Mars program is, this is the Guardian's Battle Exo suit takes on a fiery red metallic glow. This new form grants all attacks that he makes, as long as the program is active, to carry burn, as well as he gets his armor increased by by +2. So I believe that puts you at +4 armor rating at this point.
Uh-huh.
Hey, thank you so much, Pie Boy. The Guardian also has favorable on all attacks for as long as this form is activated. It costs 0 exhaust, and if you spend an extra 3 exhaust in this form, you can do an extra bonus attack and add bleed to the target as well.
Is there actual flames coming off his armor when he actually
He is glowing a very deep red.
Okay.
And he was originally like this like grayish coloration.
Okay. Like if I was looking at him in my infrared, would it all of a sudden be like?
Yes, he'd be like he'd be almost like a little sun.
Okay, that's cool. All right.
Okay, and what would you then like to do? So that was a bonus for you. You can do your main. You have 2 guys sitting there on the ground. What do you want to do, Gideon? It's time for payback. Time for a little retribution. Turn around and
Oh, no, these
shoot
guys are-
Voldo.
Could I like kind of like kick the body of this thing to kind of see if it's like still alive or if it's for sure
Sure, you can give it a kick.
dead? I'm just gonna kind of test it.
I appreciate it, Pi. Thank you so much, good sir. They let out a bit of a grunt. Each one of them. You do kind of like flip them over, and they just looked completely dazed.
Okay. Now does that count as my main now?
No,
Or,
not to check anything. No.
Oh, okay. Then I'm gonna like attack this guy. One of these again.
Okay. What weapon?
my
What are you
club.
using? You got your
Okay, I'm gonna
wrist
use
weapon
my,
still out? You gonna go for it again?
Yeah, I'm gonna
Full
go for the
predator.
wrist
Let's
weapon.
go for it.
Full predator. Here we go. So 3d4. Oh, and
Get to the chopper.
Mars program. Oh, okay, and the burn damage. So
You do have
3d4.
deadly accuracy on this as well, so it's 4, 5, 6 to hit.
Oh, okay. Okay, so it's 6.
I'm sorry, it's advanced accuracy. I do apologize. That's what I meant to say.
Okay, so it's what is the 6 die? That's 12, 13.
Well, okay, can you
7.
roll to see if you hit, please?
Oh yeah, whoops.
Roll
Yeah,
a d6.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, a d6.
Well, roll it twice if you're doing your wrist weapon. You do have it on stage 2.
Oh, okay. Okay, so these 2d6. Okay, I got 4.
Okay, that's enough to hit. So you
Oh, okay.
successfully hit, not do damage.
Oh, okay.
There's one on the right and one on the left. Which one do you want to hit?
I'm gonna go for the one on the left.
Oh, excellent. Go for it. The left is
Okay,
always
so-
easier. Everyone knows this.
So that is 6 dice. So. Okay, I got 11, 12. 25.
25 times what? 2?
Oh, it's times times 3. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
jeez. What is 25 times 3, people? Is that
So that's
75?
75?
Oh, 75.
75 damage? What?
So
75 damage
That one
plus
should be easy.
It's 3/4.
75 damage plus burn. So Rev, since you're the closest, you see him pull out his thing again, and you just see these long retracted claws that sits on like a wrist mounted thing there, like a brace or like a van brace. And they are just glowing bright red, as well as the rest of him. And you just see like a flash of brilliant light as he just drives it through, and they just everything just turns to ash immediately,
gosh.
and it's completely just eviscerated and gone. And Gideon just goes ho ho ho.
fatality.
Well done. You just completely have your first kill, Gideon. Well done. You only have like 49 more to go to get up to Rev, because Rev usually kills everything. Okay, with that, Gideon, you don't have anything else. Would you like to move, or are you gonna stay?
I think I'm gonna stay put.
Ooh, I like that. I like that. With that, Rev.
So I've seen 2 get disintegrated by a grenade, 1 get disintegrated by a plasma rifle, and then him just eviscerate one into
By
ash.
claws.
Rev is like, God, I don't have anything to do anymore. So I guess there's just the one laying next to
The
Gideon.
other one
then, right?
right next to Gideon.
All right. Well, Rev feels a little left out, so
Sure, of
he's
course.
gonna pull out his Naginata. He's like, I got to get at least 1 kill. And
Absolutely.
he's going to use his. Actually, he's going to use Fury of the Jackal to leap up to 20 feet to try to attack this last
Well done.
hollowed one on the ground.
Gideon, you watch this as when he just jumps right past you. He doesn't brush you or anything like that because he's perfect in jumping. He just kind of like slides. Excuse me, slice.
This is my stage 3. I hope I don't miss with 3 dice. Come on.
3 dice, and you have favorable. So
Oh, I do have favorable. I got a 4, 4, and a 6. So
Yep.
I did hit.
That's going to be a hit.
And so it's only one target. Can I tell how beat up this thing is? Does it look pretty beat up?
He doesn't look great.
Okay. Then I'm not going to spend the extra exhaust for the extra damage. I'm going to just do 3d10 times 3.
Gotcha.
Damn.
Wait, 3d10 times 3? I mean,
Yes.
small
no
potatoes.
big deal.
Small
But I'm
potatoes.
not going to do it twice
That's
because that would
nothing.
just be
That's
too
nothing.
much.
Yeah, of course.
And 3.
Watch
Wow.
you roll.
So I just
3.
rolled 2 10s and a 3. So 23 times 3 is 69. 69
yeah.
damage.
69. That's small potatoes.
Hey.
Come on.
Potatoes.
You like hit him and he's still alive. He's like, yeah, really, that's it? Unfortunately, you don't turn things to ash. But you perfectly slice like a hot knife through butter right through this guy with no problems.
And I also absorb his essence. Since
Oh,
I just got
yes,
the
you
door,
do.
right?
You got another
I didn't
soul
want to turn him
charge.
to ash because then there'd be no essence to absorb.
That's a good point. Besides the fact that
Insult to injury, man.
how many soul charges do you have now?
I think you're overcharged at this point.
I think I was. Oh gosh, it's been so long. I think I had like 2, so I think this puts
you
me
at
back
3?
up to my 3.
Okay,
Yeah.
not bad.
Okay.
Gentlemen,
3.
you've taken care of all the enemies that you had before you. The doctor, what would you like to do? As of right now, there's nobody around. Do you want to check the status of Jaina?
Yeah, definitely.
You see that there has been slight amount of damage, but she's still asleep. Most of the shield was able to absorb it. Maybell, is it Maybell? Maribel.
Maribel, yeah.
Maribel was able to help take some of the blow by moving some of the power around in order to take the full blunt of the blow. But you do know that there could be possibly some damage that might reveal itself later. You just don't know if right now is the best time to fix any of that thing.
Can Rev ask Maribel for a status on?
You get the exact same
capsule?
information that I gave to.
Okay.
She's still relatively asleep. There's no harm or damage that has come to her, but there's been slight damage just into the integrity of the capsule itself. Correct.
Okay, gotcha.
With that, Sinjin kind of mosey his way back into the middle, and he just goes, "Geez, like what were those things?"
Rev turns around. He says, "Those are hollowed ones. I encountered these back in the mines near Cambaran. They're some nasty suckers that were genetically engineered by Eli Hauser. Damn it, I never wanted to run into these things again.
And they're always this angry?
These things looked more focused, more dangerous than the ones that I encountered before. Last time, they were just shepherding kids, keeping them stuck in tunnels. They were never this aggressive when I encountered them last time.
Yeah, okay. Things are stepping up a bit.
Sinjin looks at the doc and he just goes, "Doc, you seen anything like this before?"
Well, let's just say I'm not surprised.
Well,
Rev wants to like drag the one that he killed over to the dock, like by his leg, and like kind of drop it at his feet. It's like,
okay,
can you like analyze this thing, see if there's any weaknesses or any way we can try to nullify their strengths? I think they hunt by sound. I don't think sight is their strongest sense.
What would that be? Investigation?
you can just make science check, investigation check, whichever you like.
Science. So it says +5, so 12 + 5, 17.
17. Just based on just a quick scan, you immediately know that these are biogenetically created. They are spliced between alien DNA and humanoids. You don't get the sense that these are humanoids that were created this way, more like they were essentially birthed this way. That this gene splicing is something that you've heard about, Doctor, but you actually have never seen it before, as well as these seem much more animalistic, more predatorial than what you would naturally think. You also kind of do a scan of their brain itself, and you do notice that they're relatively small-brained. They don't seem to be highly intelligent or anything like that. Again, more just primal, if anything. The closest thing to like Voldo said in regards to like almost zombie-like. They just work on just primal instincts.
Can the doc tell if
There's absolutely weaknesses to grenades and
well, what's
fire.
not weak to grenades? Well, can
I
you tell?
saw that too.
Can you tell
It was like,
sensory-wise, like
obviously.
if any of their senses are stronger or weaker than others from this
Based
scan?
on it, with that, sense of smell, sense of hearing are its highest traits.
Okay. So
It does
smell and
have the
hearing.
ability of what you would get for sense of like vibrations as well. So
okay.
sonic things. Not exactly. You do take a look at its eyes, and you get just the sense that it works only in low light. Any kind of like bright flashes would probably stun it.
Okay.
Do we have anything that causes bright flashes or loud noises?
Grenades.
Yeah, grenades.
Fair enough. We should make a run back to those people making my grenades.
With that, Sinjin comes up to you and goes up to obviously Gideon, puts his hand on you, kind of like wipes off some of the dust that you're carrying on, and he just goes, what's with the red glow you got going on here, Sarge?
I got a little thing called the Mars program.
He looks at you and he just goes, wow, that's experimental stuff, boss. Like, I heard about programs, but I didn't know that. I heard those were like given out a long time ago. And I heard that they weren't even around anymore. So I guess that makes sense for you. I guess you really kind of earned those stripes.
Yeah, I like to be on the cutting edge.
Understand? Fair enough.
Claws.
He walks up to Rev and he just goes, that was pretty impressive.
I just chime in and say, yeah, cutting edge, even if it is 200 years later.
Rev turns to Sinjin and says, impressive. There are only 5 of those things. Where there's 5, I'm guessing there's a lot more of these around.
I don't blame you. I think that maybe we should continue to move forward, because if there's 5 of them and they're anything like you're talking about, I can guarantee there's probably thousands of more sitting in these tunnels. Is it safe to say that the experience that you had with them, that these guys aren't just kind of like lone pack of just 5, right?
No, these things are like, they're like ants. I think they swarm. At least the last time we ran into them, they were swarming the tunnels that we were in.
Well, these guys are nasty. I hope there's no like daddy of these guys.
Rev just looks at over at the sergeant and is like, there's a daddy one. I hate to see what your burning armor would do to him. Are you okay, Sarge? He looks pretty beat up.
I've had better days. Rough day at the office.
With that, Sinjin just goes, if you don't mind me, boss, I think Rev's earned this. And you notice that he's been carrying this thing on him that's been wrapped up in some kind of cloth or something like that. And it seems relatively big. It look almost like a stick or something. And he kind of takes it off. And he hands it to you, and he just goes, "We've heard stories of your exploits, and I just saw you jump 20 feet in the air, past my boss, and make a pinpoint strike. I think you've earned this. I think if anybody deserves this, it should be you."
What is this?
When you unfold it, what you see is the equivalent of a nodachi.
Dachi.
It is a two-handed field sword. It's
Oh.
essentially like people call it nodachi, people call it odachi. Two-handed
Mhm.
field sword that is almost katana-like,
Okay. Or like longer than a katana.
longer than a katana.
Okay.
He looks at you and he just goes, "It's called Callisto's Edge. It belonged to Commander Jupiter."
This was the commander's weapon?
We made sure that we carried it with us. The old Sarge, that's the last thing he ever had of Jupiter. And he told me that if we ever find somebody that was worthy of it, that it should go to that person. I seen what you can do with that stick you got. Forgive me, it doesn't look like much, but I'm to assume it's been quite valuable to you. But I see everybody else here, and I see your skills, and I think you need a weapon to match those skills.
Yeah.
A weapon
Look
that
it
is more of this time. It's, if you take a look at it, it's made with a Calarian blade.
Mhm.
Inside the handle itself is a iron fusion core that powers it,
wow.
so it glows a dark blue. It can do a lot of damage here. I'll let you find all the cool tricks and secrets that it carries.
Rev is kind of in awe of this weapon because he had seen the commander in action, but
Yep.
only rarely. So Rev is honored, and he says, "I will." He looks at Sinjin and he says, "I will wield this with pride."
I appreciate it. Don't you agree, Sarge? I think we found the right guy for this.
Yes.
So with that, you can
I
go
think
ahead
it-
and take a look at your text that I sent you.
Oh yeah.
That has all
Good
the
thing I didn't read it,
information
yeah.
of Callisto's
Spoiler
Edge.
alert! New weapon. That's
So if you
awesome.
want to go ahead and you can tell everybody what it is if you like.
All right, Callisto's Blade, a two-hand field sword, or odachi. Plasma core that allows the blade to glow blue. Phasing, so it ignores 2 armor. Fallen star explosions. Roll 6 and it explodes for more damage. Plus 10 flat damage, and any soul charges allow you to double it. So is this a roll 6 on top of whatever damage
Yes.
I already do?
Yep.
Holy
So you do your damage.
shnikes.
You roll a d6.
Mm-hmm.
If you get a 6, then it explodes for another 10 points of damage. And if you have any soul charges, you double it.
Wow.
Damn.
Rev is
So
is
in its initial
very happy.
incarnation, it is just a 10 flat. You've never seen anything like this. It looks extremely experimental, and just
Mhm.
your engineering side thinks this can be easily upgraded.
Rev wants to like play with his soul blade and like start taking it apart to see if he can use pieces from that on the
You could
sword
definitely
he's-
try when you
when we have a chance.
with that, as you guys are kind of looking over the sword and you're trying to pull yourself to get together. Doc, roll awareness if you could. Voldo, roll awareness if you could.
I rolled a 2.
Excellent.
And a 19.
Voldo, you immediately can hear sounds coming from behind you down the hall. It's starting to sound, it starts to grow as they're all talking, and Rev is checking out his new weapon, and the Sarge and St. John are up front. It's the sounds of skittering, but now it starts to sound like a wave of skittering coming your way. Doctor, you're sitting there just trying to pull yourself together, taking a look at the carnage around, when Voldo is kind of looking around, kind of snapping his head. There's a definitely concerned look on his face, if anything.
Hey Voldo, what gives, man?
I don't know, man. Are you hearing that? You hearing that like shaking, almost like rolling noise?
No, but am I able to do something for Sarge?
Sure, if you want to.
I'm gonna try and use my patching him up heal drone.
Ooh, Sarge, you're gonna get a little bit of a healing there.
I know he took some damage, and he's probably the most damaged out of all of us.
Go ahead and do that for you. Voldo, it starts to grow closer and closer. As you say something to the doc, and he just goes, "No, I don't," and then seems to walk away over to the Sarge. It's coming from behind you, from back whence you came.
I'm gonna start following that noise.
So you're going back down that way?
Yeah.
Away from the group? Okay. What do you give him, Doc?
It's a total of 10.
Okay, well, you take 10 vitality back, Doc. Sarge, go ahead and
he
take.
says, "Thank you, good friend."
Aw, they're friends.
They're friends.
So sweet.
It says to one target plus advantage on attack rolls for remainder of encounter.
Oh, okay. Well, he actually doesn't need that since he's in his thing, so he's already got favorable. So as you start to kind of walk away from the group and you start to investigate.
Before I do that, though, I am going to turn around and just kind of call out, "Hey, somebody want to possibly help me look for this?" Like,
everybody roll a quick D20.
Okay.
I'm inclined to tell everybody else that you're hearing shit.
Do it.
I rolled a 12.
12, okay.
13.
Okay. Gideon, would you roll?
8.
Gideon cares less what Voldo is saying right now. He's just so happy that he's gotten some healing. And he's got a friend. And his bones feel a little bit better as the doc kind of comes up to him. Doc, you hear Voldo, and you kind of like look back to him. Rev, you hear Voldo as well, but you got this thing in your hand. And
I'm a little
should
distracted.
I put it down? Should I not?
I'm like actually taking practice swings with it to like get the feel of the weight.
Yeah, St. John doesn't hear you at all.
All right, fine. Okay, fine. I get it, guys. I'm just gonna throw out, "Hey Doc, remember when I gave you that like sword that splits in half? That really dope sword that splits in half? That did like 16 times 2 damage?" Yeah.
Just makes up something.
Yeah. Yeah, you remember that sword I gave you?
Did he give me a sword?
No.
Dude, are you kidding me? I took that like sword lance from that one guy.
Oh.
And then I took the sword lance from the other guy.
Oh yeah,
did you one of them?
The razor whip.
The whip.
The whip. Razor whip. That's the one.
So he like gives you the guilt trip a little bit.
Yeah, I'm guilt tripping the fuck out of you right now.
I do remember that.
Good times.
Did you want something from me?
Yeah, maybe a little help when I ask for it.
Oh, of course, I'm there. Let's do this.
All right, good man.
Hey guys, Voldo here's something. Brace yourselves.
But I'm gonna follow him. So
okay.
Yeah.
So
and I want to put if I can, I want to deploy the shield drone as if I can on both of us.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah. So,
Hi, boy.
Rev,
Yes.
Rev, you see the doc now walk away, but you're sitting there with Sinjin and the Sarge, and they're both just going, that weapon looks good on you.
Thank you. Rev wants to like walk over to Jaina's capsule. He wants to check on her himself, so he's still
Okay,
kind of ignoring
so do you
them.
bring her down now?
I do want to kind of bring her down and
Sure.
take the shield off, so I can kind of look over the capsule.
As you
myself.
start to do that, you see walking by is the doc and Voldo walking back down the way you came. And the whole time Voldo's just going, remember that time I gave you that thing? And he's just like, wait, like, do you want something from me?
I'm just like, oh, those guys.
Those guys.
Yeah, I'll bust it out when I need to.
Okay. How
right.
far down do you want to go?
I
Voldo?
just want to follow that noise.
Okay.
I'm kind of just like wanting to really hear the noise
Sure.
and figure if we got to run from it or what. Because
Okay.
Well, and historically in this game, if something magical is calling out to you specifically, nobody else hears it.
What are you talking about? What game? Is this like add a character thing? Is this Mike?
No,
is this
like-
Mike talking to Scott?
all right,
pretty
yeah.
sure this
Well,
happened before.
let's just say I'm
Maybe so.
let's just say I'm at full attention.
All
Okay.
right.
At that point, go ahead and roll awareness, Doc. At that, if you can.
Another 2.
Okay. So the whole time that this whatever is coming down this tunnel, you're getting a pinpoint. It's actually coming down the tunnel, Voldo. You look back at the Doc's just kind of like,
Comically?
I don't
I'm starting to think you're full of shit, Voldo.
like you
gotta
just
talk to me
can't
about
hear
something.
anything. But Voldo is starting to actually feel vibrations coming.
Yeah.
And the skittering is now getting heavier and it's wave like. Rev, roll awareness.
Okay.
But at unfavorable.
Unfavorable.
Because you're taken in now by finding out if Jaina's okay.
Is that -2 or 3? Sorry.
-3.
-3. Then that's a 3 for me.
Okay. Sarge, roll awareness.
Okay. 15.
Sarge, you in the distance can hear a sounds of something coming your way back down the tunnel that you had just came.
Okay. I'm gonna arm my helicon cannon.
Okay.
Oh no, that's pardon me, my AP buster. That's it.
Your Helicon cannon is what it is, yes.
Oh, okay.
Sinjin
Yeah, so I'm gonna,
just is with Rev, and he's right next to him. Sinjin doesn't hear anything.
Okay.
Do you do anything, Gideon? Do you walk towards that way? Because you do see the doctor and Voldo probably at this point 30, 40 feet and going farther and farther away from you, back down the way that you think you hear something.
I would like to point out the moment I hear the rumbling and feel the rumbling, I stop moving forward.
Okay. Do you do
I
anything,
would
Gideon?
stop. I'm stopping too.
I'm gonna try to like advance towards them.
Okay, so it becomes a small group going that way with Voldo further ahead, the good doctor almost right there with him. Voldo stops in his tracks. Rev, you check on Jaina. You obviously uncloak her so you can actually get a physical
I
take a
unshield
look.
and uncloak because I want to get a
I immediately
physical view of her capsule so I can check on the damage if
Sure.
there's anything I can do.
You see
about.
that there's some side structural damage where probably it slammed in. The capsule glass itself is not cracked though.
Okay.
But you do see where there's a little bit of damage and some scuffing marks where probably it slammed up. Nothing that you think that it's horribly concerning or emergency right now, but you can see that if it can take some damage even if shielded.
Okay. All right. Cool. Since I see it's structurally sound after that look over, I'm going to reactivate the shield and the stealth.
Okay. and just in front of you, it just disappears.
Okay.
But of
After
course,
that-
you're aware of what it is or where it is.
Yeah. After that, I want to actually look around to see what's going on.
It's just you and Sinjin just sitting there. The other guys have started to walk in front of you back down the way that you came.
Oh, so I see them back there now?
Yep.
Okay. Well, I'm going to shout out. Sarge, Voldo, what's going on? What are you guys doing?
Voldo, you hear this. But you have completely stopped because you're really focusing in on what you're hearing.
Yeah.
I don't like this, Waldo.
The first thing I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna turn around to Doc and yell "run," like just opposite direction, and I'm gonna follow the lead and run in the opposite direction so we can hopefully like meet up at the entrance so we can keep them all down a corridor.
Okay. You're too far in. You're a mile in, so there's no entrance going back that way. It's you are only walking back that way.
Okay. Yeah. Just go back the direction I came from.
Okay,
And
back to
tell
where
Doc
the group is.
to run.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, Doc's right there
Yeah.
with you. You just kind of turn. He tells you to run, and
I was
Boldo
wanting
runs
to
right
run
past
anyway.
Yeah. Exactly.
I'm hauling
you. You
ass.
turn and run. Sarge, you see the two guys in front of you that who are looking for have now stopped,
Go!
turn around, and they're running past you now. What do you want to do?
I'm just gonna follow.
Yeah,
Just start running.
Rev, you called
Yes.
out to them, "Hey guys, what's going on?" And you see all three of them turn and start running back towards you now.
All right. Then I want to do two things real quick. I want
Sure.
to make sure that Jaina's capsule follows the dock further in.
Okay.
Since I guess we're running further down the tunnel.
Yeah, the way that
The
you were
train,
going. That is correct.
I'll assume control of the capsule
Yeah. So I'm going to pass him
as
control.
I'm going by.
Well,
And
I
I'm
was
assuming
gonna
if they're
say,
running that they heard something or saw something
Sure.
that's scary. So I would like to actually try to arm the one grenade that Voldo sent me
yeah.
and
Nice.
throw it back behind where they're running from before
Interesting. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
I
And
join.
yeah, I was
Almost like a covering or collapsing the tunnel type of
Sure.
attack.
Okay.
And I was gonna say,
Good.
I'd rather not like continue down the tunnel just in case of what we run into there. You know, it's like we kind of want to hang out in this little room so that we can kill everybody as they
Okay.
show up.
Just for perspective where you're at, this is a tunnel. It's not a room.
Oh, I
So,
thought there
yeah.
was a small room
Nope.
there.
It's just
No,
it's
we're
it's
in
a,
a
it's a
tunnel.
wide tunnel.
All right.
That's in the middle of it is just this 6-foot elevated monorail track, and then you guys are just walking past and following it down. Rev,
All right,
you
all
have
right.
infrared, you have thermal. Are you
I do.
scanning down before you throw?
Yeah, I want to prepare my grenade and I want to scan through my different visual and audio sensors to see if I can get a beat on if this is an enemy, if it's another train,
Okay.
or if it's more of these
Have I
holograms.
have we passed Rev yet?
You are
We've
coming
already-
up to Rev. You're almost like the
I'm
Sarge is the 1st
gonna-
person because he was the closest who's just booked it
I'm
past
gonna
Rev and
toss.
St.
I'm
John.
gonna toss. I'm gonna toss my grenade to Rev, so he has another one. The one that Voldo
Dude,
gave me.
at least toss that to me.
Too late.
Don't
He's
be
already
giving-
tossed it. He's already
Ah,
tossed
Don't
it.
be
this-
giving out my grenades, bro.
Rev,
Oh
Hey,
god.
I
Roll.
gotta watch over the capsule
Sure.
here. I gotta.
roll dexterous
Yeah, I was gonna say I
at
gotta roll to see if I catch
unfavorable
it.
because you have your
Well, I'm
weapon in
handing
one
it to
hand and
him
he
as I
pulled
go
it.
by.
dude,
No, you did.
dude,
You said
hand
you
that
tossed
off to
it to
me.
him.
Okay.
You said
Rev,
you tossed.
just hand one
He
off
didn't
to
say
me.
he armed it before he tossed
No,
it to
he
me.
did not. He
Throw
did
it
not. He
out.
just tossed it to you.
All right. I do not have
Do-
dexterous,
do-
and I'm rolling
Do
at
one at a
unfavorable.
time. Do one at a time at least, so you don't lose the.
I rolled a 5, so if I'm
Well, you
unfavorable,
can just
that's
bend down and pick it up.
Yeah. Okay. So what happens is
No, it was more like a relay race. It was like a baton.
And the next baton is me, so just
no.
shoot that extra one to me.
So what happens is Rev pulls out his grenade because he wants to throw it down there, and he's got his other weapon in his hand.
Yeah.
The doc is running by. St. John is now turned and run. Gideon's past him. You toss it to him that just hits Rev in the face and just drops on the ground.
Falls on the ground. Rev's like, what are you throwing rocks at me for?
And just
It's a
drops on
grenade,
the
grab
ground.
it.
Using thieving hands, I swoop up that grenade. All right.
As the doc runs by it, I will give you an opportunity to pick it up off a fate roll, Voldo, if you'd like to.
Fate
see,
roll.
yeah,
Voldo.
to see you have enough
Voldo?
on your mind by running
Oh,
to see if
18.
okay. It hits you in the face, Rev, and just happens to roll to Voldo's foot as he's running by, where he kicks it a little bit farther, and as he's running, he just kind of scoops it up and just keeps running. He doesn't even he doesn't stop. He doesn't just go, I got it. He just keeps.
He
just blows
does that
by
soccer
you.
move where he with his foot and grabs
Yeah.
And he just blows right by you.
it. And I'm just rubbing my eyes, what the hell? Why did he throw a rock at me?
I actually want to come back to him because I want his ability to let me know when to throw it.
You've already made your decision when you decided to run. Now it's Rev's thing.
Okay.
So Rev is going to take a look at before he throws. He wants to scan. With that, you see coming and emerging from down the hall a large pack of heat signatures.
Okay.
And they're all riding the walls. So they're not on the ground. They're all riding the walls and on top of the ceiling. And quick look, it's a sea of them. It's probably a minimum 40, 50 that are just now flooding down that corridor.
Well, I'm going to shout, we got hollowed ones, book it. And I'm going to try to arm this grenade and try to throw it in front of this sea of frickin' hollowed ones that I see coming in.
Gotcha. Okay. Go ahead and arm it.
Okay. So I have to roll a D10 to see what the timing is. Is that right?
Yep.
Okay.
I'm gonna say to Voldo.
I want you to roll
good thing he's got-
athletics first, if you can, just so you get a pinpoint idea where you want to toss it.
Okay, cool. I do have blessed with favor on athletics.
Gotcha.
So...
I'm gonna tell Voldo. I'll be like, yeah, 2 grenades. I gave him mine.
So with blessed with favor, I rolled an 8 in athletics.
Oh, not good. Not
you want to spread those out. You want one explosion, and then 10 seconds later, you want another explosion.
Where were you trying to throw it?
So if I saw them 40, 50 feet away, I was trying to throw it 20, 30 so that it would explode as they were passing by it. That's what I was attempting to do.
Gotcha. And you rolled an 8?
And I rolled an 8 total, yes.
Understood.
In the hopes of either knocking them off the walls or possibly even collapsing the tunnel. That was my goal.
Okay. Go ahead and roll timing.
Okay. So I roll a 6. So I guess it's 6 seconds.
6 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
You click and arm it, and you go to toss this thing, and it slips right out of your hand where you wanted to throw it, and it skips like a rock on lake, and it's just like ting ting ting, and it only gets about 10 or so feet away from you, and it's only on one side of the wall itself. So it's down there, but it's not exactly where you wanted to throw it at all.
Right. Well, no matter where it went, as soon as I let go, I'm I'm booking it as fast as I can down the tunnel.
With that, gentlemen, this is exactly what happens. St. John and Gideon are leading the front, just like chink, chink. They have no idea why they're running. They just heard Voldo say run. They saw Voldo stand down there, take a look, turn around, and run. So they figured we're going to be the first to run. Doc is bringing up the back, just going, "Don't worry, Rev will be okay. I gave him my grenade." Voldo, you're running up behind him, just showing him, "No, you didn't get it."
I'm like, what the fuck?
And
How the
you're just
hell did
like, you're running. You turn around to see Rev has thrown something, now turned and is running as well.
Mm-hmm.
See, he didn't have time to throw a second grenade. Come on.
He doesn't have a second grenade.
Well, even if he did.
Even if he
didn't
did,
have
he probably would
time. Okay, so at this point, like, I'm going to try and post up, like, just out of explosion range.
Okay, well, you're all
And-
relatively out of explosion range. Rev threw it far enough
Okay.
down.
Okay.
Yeah, we all had been running before I threw it.
Yeah,
so
you
I'm
guys
hoping
are
you
booking
got out
it.
of range.
Okay, and I'm going to prep my grenade. And the moment I see anything coming up on us, then I'm
Okay.
going to chuck my grenade.
Understood. Okay. Are you guys on for just the purposes here of the corridor itself? Obviously, the rail is in the middle itself. Is half of you on one side of it, half of you on the other? Or are you all on like the left side, all on the right side? Obviously, it's pillars, so you can weave in and out, zig and zag. What are you
I
doing?
was like on one side because since I was
Yeah.
checking on Jaina, she was like on the side. I think from getting blown off to the
Mhm.
side earlier. I would say I'm on the right side running
Sure.
down.
Okay. The explosion goes off in the distance. Everyone is still running. I'm guessing is this correct, except for Voldo, who's now stopped.
I'm running.
But as soon as I threw it, then I kind of I started taking steps back. I don't want to run because I kind of want to see what happens. And when I throw it, actually, I'm aiming at the ceiling. I want it to blow up on the ceiling.
Okay.
Hopefully, to
roll.
cave it in.
Go ahead and make a roll. You're gonna kill Rev.
Oh shit! Is Rev still in there?
Rev is behind you, and you've been running. So it depends on how far you're gonna throw this.
Me.
Well, he
Rev,
said he was
you
gonna
didn't
throw
say
it
that.
when
You didn't say that, Mike. You gotta be really specific. I'm like,
Okay.
when something happens.
Okay,
you
You
said he was
said
gonna throw
you
it when
ran
he
past
saw
him.
them.
You turned around when
Yeah.
he saw, but he just told me that he's throwing it. So
Well, I thought he was just a couple feet in front of me when he threw his, and I assumed he ran after that.
okay, Rev,
Yes.
is that how you see it? Are you relatively close? Is Voldo right as Voldo passes? Do you throw it? Is that more of a timing?
I was trying to time it so that when my attempt was to try to time it so that the grenade went off right as the sea of hollowed ones was approaching that. I assumed they had run for a couple seconds before I had done that.
Okay.
So I had assumed they were at least
Okay, so
20,
Voldo,
30 feet down.
if you're going to throw it, I'm to assume that you're probably at this point going to wait for Rev to not be in your range before you're tossing it.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah. I'm in the same area as him, but yeah. I'm
Okay.
gonna let
So you
him
kind of
book
like
it.
slow down a little bit and turn, wait for him to kind of like catch up a little bit. Then
Yeah, I
you let
want
it
to see
go.
the carnage.
Okay.
And it's leapfrog grenade throwing is what we're doing right now.
Yep. Exactly.
Absolutely.
Somebody better be.
Go ahead and roll athletics if you can. I want to see where you can throw this.
Okay, that's for Mike to roll athletics.
That's Mike. Yes. Is he there, or did
My
he just
14. 14.
Okay, so you said that you want to throw it up at the ceiling more.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. If you can, go ahead and roll timing. The explosion goes off for you, Rev.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, I got a 5. So, is there a way for me to like hold down the trigger
No.
button, let it count down? Okay.
No.
Okay.
You know
and
when
that-
you arm it that once it's armed, it's going to explode in your hand if you don't let it go.
So you
Okay,
said
so if I
heard-
hold it for 2 seconds and then throw it at the ceiling,
You can attempt it.
that's about it. Yeah, okay. I'm going to try to do that because that's like a
Okay.
3-second window for it to blow up
You
the
hear the
ceiling.
explosion, and again,
Uh-huh.
it's that bright ball of light.
Uh-huh.
It illuminates down that tunnel where you see a black mass now coming from down that tunnel.
Sweet.
A black mass?
Sweet.
It's a wall
On the ceiling or
It's
okay.
everywhere now. It's a
Oh,
wall of them all coming.
Okay.
It explodes the side of one of the side of the mountainside to the for you it'd be the left hand side, and you
Right.
see just bodies just explode and just turn to ash immediately. Immediately, a lot of the bodies of this wave of hollow ones that are now coming seem to kind of like fly over. Some of them slam into each other. Half the ones that are that weren't completely eviscerated slam into the ones on the right-hand side. But it doesn't stop them. Those who are behind just climb over the top of them, and they continue to keep moving forward like a relentless wave. Now it's like this full black mass. You pass.
And I'm running. Do I see Voldo standing there?
Voldo's kind of like backpedaling a little bit, just waiting for you, just kind of like.
I'm like, what the hell are you doing? Run! I'm just screaming as I'm booking as fast as I can.
You go right past him. Voldo, you hold it for another 3 seconds. Roll a fate. I need you to roll fate or steeled. I'll let you decide. Do you have steeled?
Don't have steeled.
Okay.
Okay, so fate 11.
Okay. Fate luckily is on your side.
Ooh.
You decide to press that and activate it and hold it and delay it for as long as you can before you throw that.
Crazy man.
You throw it up at the ceiling and it explodes. Literally about almost 20 feet away from you. Gentlemen, you hear the explosion just reverberate now like a concussive wave coming through this tunnel. Does anybody stop? Or do you continue to keep running?
Rev has seen what's coming. He does not stop, and he tells people just to run.
The Doc, St. John, and Gideon have no idea what they're running from. Does anybody tell them?
I thought Rev yelled out.
Earlier, I did say hollowed ones run. I don't know if they heard it because I was.
Yeah, they were a little bit far ahead, and and explosions are going off now. So.
Okay. I will yell out again, hollowed ones, run.
Okay, you hear this one. Doctor, you hear this one. St. John hears this one. Makes him run a little bit faster.
Okay.
Sarge, you're starting to get winded. Your old body, there's still too much human left in you. Even though this exosuit has extended your abilities and enhanced your abilities, just know that you're starting to feel a little bit of the strain of just running.
Can Rev notice his exhaustion?
He's starting to slow down a little bit, and people are passing him. When the good doctor passes you, then Sarge took off before he did. You know that he's kind of lumbering along a little bit here.
Well, if Rev notices this, he would like to toss a jolting juice to him as he's running by to try to give him some.
Go ahead and roll dexterous.
Yeah.
Roll dexterous, Gideon.
Oh, okay.
It explodes for you, Voldo.
I got a 4.
It hits the roof and just rips just tons of the earth. And it starts to cascade down, causing a little bit of an avalanche before you. Do you continue to? Are you now seeing that? Do you turn around to continue to run to make sure that you're not in the way of any other Earth that might be coming down?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
So now you're at this point. You're full sprint.
I'm skinny. I'm lanky. I'm at full sprint.
Full
right
sprint.
now.
Gotcha. Okay. You just Usain bolted.
Exactly. He ain't got nothing on me.
What did you roll, Sarge?
Oh, I got a 4.
Okay. Yeah, you throw a Jolton juice. It hits him in the face.
It just shatters.
He just goes like click, and he's just like doesn't even phase him. He doesn't even like turn around. Like he just goes oh. With that, the earth behind you is starting to create a little bit of a cave-in. But Voldo, as now you're in full sprint, you can still hear the skittering because it didn't fully cave it in. It did kill a ton of them. It just collapsed on a bunch of the wave. But they find other nooks and crannies in order to just climb over, obviously, the dead corpses and the rock and debris, and the wave just continues to just flow over. It's unrelenting. It just feels like, unless you put one perfectly in the middle, even that wouldn't be able to stop the wave. Do you continue to run, gentlemen?
Rev is running for his life because he has no interest in trying to fight his way out of this.
Voldo, you pass the Sarge. He's lumbering. He's like, huh, 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 as you just blow right past the Sarge. You blow right past Rev at this point. You're a track star right now. It's pretty amazing. The Doc, because you're actually full cyborg. You don't feel any fatigue. You're just like full jog. You
Slow
pass
and steady
Sinjin.
wins the race.
Absolutely, you pass Sinjin, who has a look of just perspiration and weariness, but he's still running pretty well. Rev is running as fast as he can, trying to keep tethered to Jaina to not get too far away.
Yeah, I'm trying to make sure she does not get left behind.
As you run flat out for another mile or so, which feels like forever, Rev, the Doctor, Gideon, Voldo, the sounds of the wave get more intense. It now sounds like they're all around, not just behind. You can feel the thundering footsteps like a storm brewing behind you. In the distance, you see a shimmering light right in the middle. It's dim. It kind of flashes on and on, but it's there. What would you like to do?
Jeez. You mean ahead of us?
Yes.
Try and turn
Maybe
on the
about
afterburners.
200 yards away at this point. And you're getting closer.
I mean, I want to get there, whatever it is. I mean, it
So
looks better than what we got behind.
Okay. So you're making a beeline to whatever this is.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And because I got Jaina suspended, basically following me. So.
Now Jaina is with Rev.
Oh, I thought I took.
Well, I did pass her on to him earlier. I don't know if I ever caught up to the Doc to try to.
No, you're still kind of like behind because you can only keep yourself so far away from Jaina because she's connected that way.
Oh, I thought he was able to.
There's no thrusters on Jaina that allow her to move faster.
Oh, I thought she just followed whoever assumed control of her.
Rev was the last person who had control.
No, yeah, I was.
I passed him control when I stopped to throw that grenade at the very beginning.
Right.
Oh, okay. I'm so sorry. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's why I'm.
Then she's with you, Rev. Then you're moving as fast as you can,
and since I never caught up to him, I guess I never caught up to Jaina either. So
yeah, okay, you did. Sorry. You passed Gideon though, who's now bringing up the rear. Voldo, you're starting to catch up to the Doc, and you see kind of like this shimmering light in the distance that seems to be hovering.
And behind us is just a horde of these things.
There is something behind you. This is yes.
Something.
I'm to assume at no point are you guys turning around to look. I think it doesn't sound like you want to. No one wants to look behind them like a horror movie.
I looked at the first explosion, and then I was like, I saw all I needed to see.
Sure, fair enough. Voldo's seen the explosion twice.
How far away
are you turning around to look?
To
do that, you slow yourself. I can't give you that information unless you turn around to look, because no one else is turning around to look.
Okay, fuck it. Let's turn around and look. Figure out what the hell these are.
Okay, so you turn around. You see Rev and the Doc. I'm sorry, Rev and Sarge bringing up the back, and you get a sense that this black mass is slowly, maybe another 100 yards, is going to engulf at least the Sarge. It's getting that close.
Okay. In that case, then yeah, let's book it towards this white light.
Remember, I still
Probably not going to be good, but
remember I put a shield on Voldo and myself.
Yes.
At
oh,
the
that's
very
right.
beginning, so you have
Cool.
at least some damage to absorb.
Okay.
But
I
don't know
need
if
you
it's
to
enough.
roll
Okay.
athletics, Sarge, because you were starting to get gassed.
Somebody get the Sarge.
I got a 16.
Okay. Sarge,
roll.
you know something is coming behind you. And I don't know if it is just old battle war instincts, but its feet don't fail me now.
He gets his second win.
And you get the second win, and you're just kind of like clunk, 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 as you start to not catch up to Rev, but you keep a steady enough pace. Rev, do you take a look back to see the Sarge, or do you not really care? You threw him the Jolton Juice, and he didn't catch it.
Well, I threw him, and I think I noticed that it fell on the ground, and I was like, that's all I got. Although, since I know that Jaina is actually safe up with the dock,
Yeah.
I do occasionally want to make sure that I'm not leaving the Sarge behind.
Sure. Okay. So there's a bit of awareness there.
I'm aware. I'm not slowing down much, but just enough so that the Sarge isn't by himself. If that
Understood.
Makes sense.
Roger that. Gentlemen, everybody roll fate.
Okay. Oh God.
Oh boy.
Wait, I have fate, so that's +5, right? Oh,
No.
16 for me.
16.
I got 11.
19.
And 3.
Okay. Fate is not on your side.
God.
Fate's not on Sinjin's side either. Sarge, you're running as hard as you can. Again, the exosuit is able to enhance and augment many of your abilities. But if you don't pick up your feet, it can't stop you from tripping. And you trip and you fall down. Rev, you hear a as you turn, you kind of like give a glance, and face down, just kind of like flopped over, is Sarge.
All right. Well, Rev couldn't live with himself if he left an ally behind. So he's going to immediately stop, turn around, jump to the Sarge, and he's going to try to use Spirit Containment Field to block out mystical dark power to see if that has any effect on these things coming at us. Because he has a feeling the Sarge is spent and he's not getting up again.
As that happens, you turn around. The black mass is almost upon you. And now, emerging from the black mass, you see the skittering of hollow ones starting to come out. The dog pulls himself back up and merely reaches out a hand to you. Do you grab his hand, Sarge?
Yes.
Do you want to fight exhaustion and keep running?
I think I'm gonna actually, yeah, I think I'm gonna keep running.
Okay. Rev, you go down to pick him up. He grabs your hand and just he's gone. He's just back to running.
I'm like, what the?
He's just like, thanks. Whatever you were gonna try to do, you try to like center yourself as you grab, and he just like thanks and
So now I see
and leaves you behind.
Oh my God.
You turn to just I'm at that point just going, forget this, I'm out of here.
Well, if he's no longer on the ground, then yeah, I'm trying to sprint again. I'm not using a containment field against that mass coming at me.
As this happens, Sinjin, Voldo, and Doc. The shimmer and light are the inside lights of a poorly built bullet train that is sitting upon the platform itself. As you get closer, you can feel the surge of a pulsating power being generated from the train itself as it sits there idly upon the railway. The moth seems lit up dimly, as if it's just waiting there like a ghost train. The moth itself, again very much like a bullet train, is 3 cabins, and it's just merely sitting on there, each cabin having one long window on each side. So it's not partitioned off or broken. It's just one extended window that seems to be connected to 2 other cabins, and in the front seems to be a nose kind of engine compartment or a driver's seat. The light that is being emitted out is the inside lights from an open back door jar, a jar door that is open in the back of the shuttle moth itself. This is what you gentlemen see. It seems to be something that initially, when you take a look at it, it's something that seems to be pieced together. It's a bunch of spare parts. It's discolored paneling from different, obviously from different machines or from different buildings, anything that was kind of put together, kind of makeshift in regards to this. It looks real enough that integrally it seems sound, but it's something that for the time that you've spent with him, Doc, it would tickle Rev because it's something that's just kind of pieced together by someone instead of being manufactured in this, in this plant somewhere.
That's good home engineering right there.
Absolutely. It sits there. It seems to be relatively covered in dust. You can still see some exposed body that shows a deep maroon and white colorization. It seems pieced together through tons of different refurbished parts. Again, it's a 3-cabin monorail having 1 window on each side. The back cabin seems to be stripped of everything. It seems to be more of a cargo cabin, as you can kind of see into the back itself. It sits there. It's sitting on top of the track itself, so it's about 6 feet up as you get up to it. You can hear that it's still power and it's still going, yet it's just sitting there idly. What would you like to do?
And at this point, it's just Rev, Sarge, and myself, and Sinjin and Boldo. Oh wait, no, it's all of us up at this thing now.
Rev and Sarge are coming up.
Yeah, we're coming. We're bringing up the rear. You're already up there, I think.
All right. I mean, we got to figure out a way to get into it, right? That seems like the logical choice.
Okay.
We got to.
Did you say the back door was open?
The back door is
ajar.
Is open. Yes.
Boom.
I can't assume that the Rico tank will fit in it, though.
Well, I'll hop in there and take a look around, see if there's any hostiles, see if there's any room.
Okay, go ahead and roll athletics.
Oh, 8.
Okay, he tries to climb up there and immediately falls back down. You see this, Doc? He's like, there's a lot of dust and dirt on this part of the track. So he had a hard time trying to get some kind of footing as he kind of slides back down. And he does try to climb up on one of the kind of the pillar parts of the rail itself.
So he's trying to kind of climb on top of it?
He's trying to get onto the rail in order to get into the shuttle moth.
Okay.
I'm just trying to get inside.
Well, when you say get onto the rail, I mean, we were walking pretty much on the rails, weren't we?
Okay, maybe we're having issues. The rail is 6 feet up off the ground. It's been that way since the beginning, the platform.
Oh, I had no idea
Yeah,
about that.
the monorail
Yeah.
rides on top of that.
So
Okay, so
this whole
this is an
time we've been
elevated.
running
Yeah.
underneath a rail. This whole time we've been
Essentially, yeah,
walking underneath the rail.
on the side. You've been working the sides of it as it rides down the middle.
Oh shit, I didn't know that. All right. Well, I'm watching him do it, but he seems to be all right.
Okay.
I fell, but not that bad.
No, yeah, not a problem. Sinjin pulls up his grappling hook, fires it up onto the rail, and uses it to pull himself up. And he jumps
okay,
right
well,
on top of it.
fine.
And he looks at the guys and just goes, "Guys need a lift?"
Yes, please.
Okay, with that, he fires it down to Voldo, pulls it in, and starts to reel you in.
Boom,
You're
boom,
now
boom.
on top of the rail itself.
See,
Red.
I told you I could do it.
Voldo, I'm guessing you just immediately just go inside and check like you were gonna do.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
gonna start clearing
It's
the place out.
it's abandoned. There's nothing else in it.
There's nothing.
No.
Okay.
It's just been
I'm
sitting
still gonna
idly
go through
there.
and just kind of take a
Sure.
look.
With that, Rev and the good doctor now completely, I'm sorry, with Gideon now completely spent. The Sarge now stumbling. He goes down and he takes one look at the Sarge and he fires it to the Sarge first to get him up. That's that's his commanding officer. The Sarge, he pulls you back up. You're on top of the railing. Do you go inside?
Yeah, like huffing and puffing. He like tries to pull himself in.
Sure. You're just kind of like, he actually, like when he gets pulled up, he just kind of like flops on the rail and he just kind of rolls
Gets out the
himself
bed,
towards
rolls,
the thing.
Before Sinjin can shoot me the thing, Rev wants to try to run up the side of the wall and jump into it
Sure.
with his cybernetic leg.
Roll athletics. You have cybernetic legs as well, Doc. Do you want to do anything as cool?
Well, if he's gonna try, I'm gonna try.
You want to go for it.
My athletics, blessed with favor, made me roll a 23.
Yeah. He's like running so fast as he sees that, and he just kind of like, and he flips and just kind of like, boom, superhero
Lands
landing.
ninja style.
What do you
Well,
do?
I have one of those proud elderly moments where I want to try and recapture and compete with the youth of the day,
Of
and
course.
I roll a 10.
Yeah, you go to do it, and you like flip onto it, and you short it, and you just kind of like koonk, and you're like holding on as you're sliding off the rail. Rev sees this.
Little help, guys. I know what I
Rev
was
immediately tries to grab him. He's like, "You're getting sloppy, old man." Tries to grab his arm, pull him in.
doing. I just didn't want to show you up.
He pulls him in. Do you both get inside what you think to be the shuttle moth?
Well, I'm gonna obviously at this point I'm gonna have Maribel elevate Jaina to above the tracks. Do we now determine whether she can even fit in this thing?
You have mere seconds here, guys, before you.
Yeah, well, let's get inside this thing. I mean, but I don't know if she could fit. That's up to you.
Just tell Maribel to put her through the door.
Go into the car. Break the door down if you have to.
Maribel notices that the capsule is a little too wide, and she tilts herself and slides right through.
Well done.
Rev wants to shout.
Thank you.
Sorry. Rev wants to shout, "Doc, find a control panel. Get this thing moving."
All right. I guess you said we're in the caboose at this point.
You're in the farthest back, yes. Voldo has gone all the way through everything, so he's actually up into the front. Where you do see that there is a closed door there, Voldo, that you think on the other side seems to be the cockpit.
Can I kick it down?
Sure, you go ahead and kick it, and it just goes, boom, nothing.
I'm gonna run up there and along the way just look for anything that may have any controlling qualities. But I'm gonna run up and meet Baldo. and
Okay.
we're gonna try and get this door open one way or another.
Yeah.
Okay. As that happens,
And you guys,
Sinjin
somebody try and secure this back
Okay.
door here. that we
Sinjin
just came in.
moves himself to the back and arms himself to see this oncoming thing. Sarge, what are you doing?
Okay, Sarge, I'm trying to like get up and everything now.
You're inside. You're inside. What are you doing?
Okay, I'm gonna get the
Rev yells, Sarge, Corporal, do those guns work? Can you frickin' give us some cover?
Oh yeah, it's like yeah, I'll check out and like see if like any of the weaponry works or if I can identify any of this. Or...
So yeah, the Sarge is like going around in some kind of weird, like exhausted haze, looking for something that's not there. You figure that he's just like so tired that his brain is just not getting enough oxygen. And Rev, you just at that point you just kind of like just sit him down, let him take a breather.
Well, then Rev is going to. He thinks they are about to get completely overrun because he saw these things. He's going to try to use Spirit Containment Field to buy them time to like see if he can suppress anything as it's coming down.
So you go to the back. You're there with Sinjin, who's
I'm there
posted
with
up,
Sinjin.
holding the door down, and he's immediately he starts to begin to fire into the mass.
Thank you, Sinjin.
And what? So he's at the caboose, or
So Voldo and I are. I mean,
you guys are right outside the cockpit, which is 2 more cabins up.
Yeah.
And the third cabin in the back, you begin to hear firing and now echo and reverberate through all the shuttle moth.
So is it possible that we unhook those last 2 cars so we strictly are in control of the first car of the? I don't know how you.
Okay, you got to figure out.
You know what I'm saying.
You got to figure out. You're in a shuttle moth where you haven't gotten to the cockpit and you haven't gotten it started.
We got to get into
you have mere seconds, probably not enough time for you to figure out and check out everything to see if you can unhook something before you're going to be overwhelmed.
Yeah, you just need to get the thing moving.
Gosh, honestly, I mean, I would say somebody should try to unhook it while the other 3 people are trying to.
Is that what you
Why
guys
are we
want to do?
unhooking it though?
Don't unhook it. You're going to leave the people on the back.
You're leaving
behind.
Yeah, I don't want to leave
anybody.
Sinjin
and Sarge behind.
Oh wait, I thought that was the wrong guys. Okay, my bad. I thought it was the nameless one.
We need to get this door open, and I don't know if it slides this way or goes in, but I'm trying to get this door open.
Roll investigation.
I'm using all the strength that I can get.
Sure, just roll in quick investigation for both of you. Voldo's kicking that door. He's just kicking it.
I was gonna say it's gonna happen. So
investigation sees that there's a handle there, and you as he's kicking it, you grab the handle and you turn it, and the door opens. It was unlocked the whole time. But Voldo's still kicking it as you're opening it up. He's like, "It's gonna happen! It's gonna happen, guys!"
I just really don't like that door.
Unhook that last cabin.
That door is just a piece.
What you
shit.
find is a simple cockpit. Okay, immediately when you take a look at it, you notice that the inner workings of the shuttle moth is very low tech. It's run on a very old ion core engine, but the electronics seem very outdated and very minimal. It seems to be built with a lot of old moving parts. Whatever could have been used to build this machine essentially was used. The driver panel has one screen that seems to work. You best figure that the screen itself is the main control panel, but it seems to be cracked down the middle. So it's flickering in and out of whatever information it's trying to process to you. Next to it seems to be a single handle that looks like it might be the forward thrust of the shuttle moth itself. What would you like to do? And there's one single seat there.
Gonna get in that bad boy and try and move this thing.
Okay. As you do go in there and you sit down, you take a look a little more to it, and on the sides of this control panel, seem to be two levers on each side of each other. They're single levers that seem to go forward and back.
Oh, I thought you said there was one lever that looked like a forward motion thing.
And there's one lever on the thing with the forward motion as well.
All right, so we got 3 levers that all either
Two
go
that are on the
forward or
far
back.
side outside of the control panel. On the
Right.
control panel itself is one and a cracked LED screen.
Okay. Not sure what these 2 are for because it's not like we're really steering.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have
So-
engineering?
Yeah.
Might be able to hack and figure out what's what.
If you
Well, I
can,
got
Rev,
hacking and engineering, but
While
it
you're
looks
doing that-
relatively simple.
roll your power to help to start to suppress.
Okay, my spirit containment
Yes,
field.
please.
Okay, it doesn't. This is my superior. No, this is 2 times a day. Anyone inside will be protected from mystical or dark power. 2 exhaust
Okay,
last one
so
turn.
you
It doesn't.
essentially you bubble that back compartment.
Basically, I'm trying to bubble the
Gotcha.
back to keep them getting in. Yes.
You got it. No problem. Go right ahead and do that.
Okay. I mean, I rolled a 3. I don't think I usually roll for this
No.
ability.
No, you don't have to roll for that one because that's
Okay.
the extra thing.
Yeah,
what I
that's
do
that
need you to do is roll a d20
Okay.
to focus as much energy as you can
Okay.
because you know what is incoming could be
See how successful. I
how
can even be
successful
with it.
you're going to be able to hold off.
Gotcha. Okay. I rolled a 13.
Okay. For as much energy as you have left after all that rolling, you focus out as much of a wall as you
Okay.
can, as well as encapsulating that back
Back
cabin.
caboose. Yeah.
It doesn't stop Sinjin from continuing to keep firing. He has no idea what essentially even what you're doing. He's
Yeah.
just going all out. You're successfully able to create some kind of barrier back there. You do not know how long you'd be able to hold out as the
Okay.
initial wave slams like a thunderous roar right into that containment field.
Okay.
Gentlemen, you feel it just echo and reverberate through the shuttle moth. It even flexes the shuttle moth as well as it sits on top. You feel as if you almost been rear-ended, Doc, as you sit up into the front. You're actually kind of forced forward a little bit. You can hear the firing in the back. You kind of turn to kind of take a look back down and see all the open doors to the cabin. And you see Sinjin is just unloading and Rev is standing there with his arms out. What do you want to do?
I'm going to push the lever forward, take the 2 and push those forward and see if it works. Because first there was a lever that made it go forward, but then now there are 2. So I'm figuring out what I can do to get this thing to move.
You hit the
So whatever
initial
I can
one that is
roll.
on the control panel forward, and the shuttle moth jolts forward, and then starts to just go, doom, 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 and it's like it's been sitting on the track for so long that you don't know if it's collected some kind of rust and dust on there, but it starts to move forward.
Woohoo!
It's not going extremely fast, but it starts to move forward. You do notice that the 2 large levers that seem to be jutting up from the base of the flooring start to move alternately by themselves, as if they're sitting on gears or something.
Huh.
Voldo,
right,
you take notice of this as well as you see these 2 levers just kind of like independently and alternately start to go back and forth as it starts to pick up speed.
Well, we're cooking with gas now. The thing's going. Can you figure
Okay.
out anything else to make it go faster?
You start to push a little bit more onto that lever.
The one, the initial
Yeah,
one?
the initial one that you immediately gave you some kind of forward thrust.
Yeah, I didn't know at first if it was like a switch, as in forward is forward, reverse is reverse,
Right.
and then these make it go. So if it's going, then I want to try and gradually,
Give it a little
kind of
bit more.
like a drag boat or something.
Okay.
You know.
You start to give it a little bit more. Rev, you start to feel your containment start to give and crack. And then it starts to lighten up a little bit as they start sliding off that containment field as you start to get forward motion. And it starts to go and move faster and faster. And as they slide off, now they're just like, it's the sea running towards you again. You're starting to get farther and farther away. Sinjin doesn't care. He is still just lighting up
unloading.
everything, and bodies are dropping, and as one drops, another one takes its place as this black sea comes forth. You start to get more and more speed, Doc. You start to give it a little bit more and more because you were smart enough to know from 0 to 100 is probably not a good idea in a certain situation. You don't
I'm
want to
trying
like
to see if there's any type of, even though the screen's coming in and out, I want to see if there's technology to kind of map the
it's
track ahead.
It's flickering for you, but every now and then you do get clear image of what looks like to be the map of the trackways themselves, and then it'll disappear, and then it'll like fizz out, and you'll just get like a white screen, and it'll snap back in. It also starts to show the speed as well. And it starts to give elapsed time. And as you kind of focus on, you give it a bit more juice, you each notice that you're getting farther and farther away from that black mass. But then, Rev, Voldo, you start to hear the sounds of something falling on top of the roofs.
Cool.
Sarge, you hear it as well, and you kind of turn and you look out the window, and coming from the top, you can see a hand reaching and scraping towards off the glass itself. Rev, you start to hear pounding, and then more and more drop on that back cabin. Voldo, you're up into that front compartment. You're kind of like, I guess that you're kind of sitting in the main compartment and also kind of floating in that next compartment as well. Just trying to keep an eye on of everything. You start to hear the sounds of something falling on top as well.
Okay,
Doctor.
so I would be the first one to notice it.
Probably
Can
at
we
that
see
point.
out the front? Can we see
Okay.
out the front? Is there
Yeah,
anything lit
it's
ahead
open.
of us?
It's open glass, and again, it's still that dim, broken lighting that's there. And Doc, you start to see these hollow ones just jump from the ceilings and just landing on the front of the shuttle moth, and then sliding off because now you're going too fast for them to be able to hold on and grab. As it continues to go faster and faster, you start to notice that each one of you, that the shuttle moth is picking up a lot of speed.
I don't want it to go so fast.
It's going faster and faster, and you try to like level it off a little bit in order to kind of try to maintain it.
Yeah.
You immediately try to do that, and you kind of you pull back a little bit, and as you do, it jets forward even faster.
Are we in outer space or in atmosphere currently?
You're in a tunnel.
We're in a tunnel underground.
We're still in the tunnel. Okay, just making sure. I don't want to say something stupid, but I just did.
You're still in the tunnel. You're still in the tunnel.
Okay.
It starts to go faster and faster, almost uncontrollably.
Hey, Voldo, this thing's picking up too much speed, man. Grab onto, I don't know, I'm gonna try and grab onto these levers and try and muscle them.
Okay, you do notice that they're far enough away that it takes 2 people to do it.
Grab one of those levers. Let's try and slow down a little bit. And by the way,
Okay.
we got company. In case you didn't know, we got.
I was gonna say I was about to head outside with a rope attached to me and start taking care of the visitors. But if you want to do this one first, I mean,
Well,
we got.
if it keeps gaining speed, we're gonna fly off this rail the second we hit something that's not straight. And from the little map here, I guess that's probably gonna happen eventually.
Well, we got 2 other people, right? We can have them 2, and then I'll hop out and start slicing up because I have a feeling these aliens are the things that are speeding us up.
Okay.
You know.
That's what he decides to do. Okay. With that,
Are you guys all cool with that?
Well, the other guys don't even know.
Well, the other guys aren't there.
this.
Yeah,
we're in the back.
They're in the last cart. We're the only 2 up front.
Oh, we're the only 2 up front? Okay.
Yeah, that's why I'm asking you and
on.
not somebody else.
I'm going to grab on then. I'll help you out. Let's jump
Okay.
on these levers.
So both of you goes to grab a lever that are already in complete motion. So
Yeah.
you grab on it. Immediately, you notice that it starts to jerk you forward and back, forward and back, forward and back, and it's starting to do it in a faster and faster motion. More and more speed is being picked up. Rev, you start
Yes.
to notice that you're leaving behind that black mass. They're almost, you can't even see them, but that door is open. And you can start to see some hands and some of the hollow ones trying now to get into it. Sinjin goes in and tries to block that door and just like firing wildly. Do you do anything to help him?
Is this a sliding door or a door that's like flapping open?
It seems to be a door that once was sliding, but it's probably just been ripped off at this point.
Oh, okay. So there's no actual door.
Yeah, there doesn't seem to be an actual back to it.
I actually want to run up to Sinjin and yell in his ear, "We need to join the others up front. If we stay back here, we're getting overrun." So I want to convince him and the Sarge to book it to the front of the train.
Sinjin turns around, looks at you, and just goes, "Okay, I'll cover you." And he's just like kind of backpedaling, still just firing.
Well,
Sarge, do you get up?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I get up and can I actually see like a significant portion of the creatures?
Yeah, they're all kind of coming, at least attempting to try to come through the door that are sitting around, but Sinjin is pretty much cleaning them off, or at least trying to best to hold them off.
Okay, I think I'm gonna follow them. I'm gonna get up and start following them. And does it look like he's keeping them at bay, like or
as much
like
as
some
he
of them
can?
like starting?
You know that Sinjin will fight to the end.
Okay, then I guess you know what? I'm gonna try to open fire. On the creature too.
2 guardians in the back holding it down. Nice. If there's heavy fire that's going to be coming out of that back, Rev, Sarge just pulls his gun down and he's right there and they're lighting it up back there. Do you just move up to the front to figure out what the heck's going on?
I want to pace with them. I want to keep pace with them because I don't want them to get
too far
something
back.
to get in behind us.
Gotcha.
Like if they get through a window. So I want to like put my arm on one of them and like move slowly with them so they know the pace that we're moving.
Gotcha.
So we're kind of pacing our way forward.
So he's kind of like guiding you as you guys move through, and you guys are just trying to hold it back. At this point, I will say that you've moved into the second cabin.
Okay.
And there is a door between that one and that third cabin. Do you close that off?
Yes. Close the door. As soon as we pass through,
you're not there.
Not there,
you're not there.
Not yet. Okay.
As soon as we pass through that door, I would like to shove it closed. As soon as they clear, I want to shove the closed and then get back behind them.
Okay.
Leading them.
And with that one, Voldo, are you making your way back to them? Because I think you're up there with the doc.
I'm just trying to study this thing, and it. I mean, if it's that basic, I should be able to figure out a way to frickin' slow it down. I mean, unless it's just gone haywire.
So you let Voldo go.
Yeah, we're getting nowhere with these levers.
Yeah. And my plan is still the same. Like, since everybody's holed up in the second cart,
Mm-hmm.
I want to open the back door and I want to unhook the third car so
Okay.
it can hopefully separate
My question
us.
My question to you is this: is how do you do this?
Well, I mean, if you've ever seen a train like that, it's actually not
This
that hard.
this is a monorail. It's not a train.
Oh, it's a monorail. Okay. Well, then you know what? Fuck it. I'm taking out my sword and slicing that bitch.
Okay. They've closed the door. Are you opening up the door to go back through it?
Yeah, I'm gonna tell them what's going on.
Okay.
I want them to agree. Like, I hope we can agree that separating the third car will hopefully buy us a little time. So it's up to everybody at this point.
Okay. With that one, you guys could sit on it, and we'll just pick that up on next week's episode. If they are going to sever, I don't know how you're going to sever a monorail in half in order to get rid of the
we probably want
one,
yeah,
the third cabin.
We probably want St. John and Sarge to be out of the third car before we.
They are.
that.
Rev,
Yeah,
St.
they're
and
in
them
the
are in the
We're
second
the
car
second
now.
car.
Oh, I thought.
Yeah.
Okay.
No,
all right.
yeah. Rev got him out of there by allowing them to follow him.
All we gotta do is cut the connector and then cut the wire on top. That gives it power, and boom, no more monorail.
Okay. Well, you got 1 week to figure out exactly a strong enough plan that we can see if that works here.
All right.
Again, I want to thank
See how
everybody who
this
hung
goes.
out with us this evening. We are on a out of control monorail now, filled with it's covered now, or at least it's going to be covered with more hollow ones who are trying to get inside.
The worst Disneyland ride ever.
The worst Disneyland ride ever, absolutely. With the good doctor up in the front, manning the steering wheel and trying to figure out where this monorail ride is going to lead them. Again, I want to thank everybody who was hanging out with us this evening. We do truly appreciate it. We went 8 minutes long on this one because I just wanted to see exactly what we were going to do out of control monorail. We will definitely find out next week what is going to happen. So it gives everyone 1 week to decide exactly what you want to do and on this now out of control train. So when we come back and we reconvene next Friday, maybe we'll see Rev and his new weapon in action. Be interesting. We have seen the Guardians in action, working in tandem, just firing their guns to hold back the waves. We've seen explosions from Rev and from Voldo twice.
Too many explosions.
I'm to assume there's still some floating grenades around there somewhere. We will pick up next week. So we want to thank everyone who hung out with us this evening. If you want to get caught up on any of the other episodes, just go ahead and hit the YouTube down below, and you can always see the latest episodes. I post them about sometime between Tuesday and Wednesday, so you can always check that out. I want to thank this wonderful cast here, especially Rev, aka Rand YT. Thank you so much, Ryan, this evening. You were awesome as always.
My pleasure.
Callisto's Blade.
I'm looking forward to it.
Nice.
I'm gonna play with that.
Nice. Of course, my very good friend here, Mike, aka Voldo the Recluse, who's going to sacrifice himself. I know it.
Do something crazy.
He's
like
going
usual.
to. He's
Oh,
going to
you know
go.
I will. I will.
He's going the path of the hero's journey here. Thank you so much, good sir, for a wonderful session this evening.
Thank you.
The Sarge, aka Richard. Thank you, good sir, for running as fast as you could, even when you were going to pass out. It just makes you think that your guy needs to stop drinking and just
get some calisthenics.
Yeah, get on the calisthenics. Do a little yoga. Do a little cardio. And of course, you guys know my brother from another mother, aka Shane. Thank you, good sir. I hope and pray that you'll be able to figure out the levers. If you don't,
Well,
then since
I'm
you are the
obviously not
smartest
an
person,
engineer or anything. Well,
He's no trained engineer.
I was trying to coax you into having me roll or something. I was trying to hint at, do I roll? Because
no, I
otherwise
would
I'm
have made you
screwed.
roll. I would have made you roll.
I know. I don't. I guess we're screwed.
We're screwed.
Yeah, I mean it's essentially the equivalent of like 60s Chevy, and I'm like a mechanic, but somehow I can't figure it out.
It's a 60 Chevy because that's just the way it works, good sir. All right,
Yeah.
I want to thank everyone who's hanging out with us. We will see you next Friday evening, and until then, keep it safe on the waste, everyone. Good night. Have a good one.
Good night.